Welcome to the Mischief. This is more Dungeons and Dragons with Tomb of Annihilation, brought to you by our wonderful Dungeon Master Kashka, who is ever vigilant and always kind to all of her players all the time. We love you, Kashka.
I'll give you a quick death.
Yay! So let me read the recap and then we can do some introductions here. Traveling deeper into the jungles of Chult, our party fought many a danger and faced many a peril. So far, they have survived long enough to gain allies along the road, and are about to seek counsel with the famed Oracle of Oralunga. But first, they had to pass the barriers preventing your average adventurer from approaching the ziggurat. A flower, a feather, and a tickling and turning into a snake later, our group was able to finally meet the Oracle. Now, what to ask? So you'll have to forgive me, I'm a little under the weather and still recovering. We'll just move along with the Dungeon Master is, of course, Kashka.
Hi, how's it going?
She'll be running the campaign for today. Then moving along on the list, we have Nerevar.
That's me. I'm playing a Stubia Saladar, special sorcerer, special summoner rather, who's commanding Arak Iron Scale.
And we also have Callisto.
I'm Callisto, the Bear God Clan, and I am a half-elf druid.
Daggone it.
I know, I have to do it really slowly.
And then next door we've got Alyssa.
I am Valia Bone Smasher. I am a barbarian, a lizard folk barbarian. And I have a pet named Flippy, who actually we left behind with Callisto.
I'm taking really good care of him.
And then, of course, myself, Valen, I'm playing as Ulfgar Holderheck, a dwarven bard who is the self-proclaimed leader of the group. And we're traveling with a couple of other NPCs as well. Actually, let me see if I can bring up their information here real quick. Character.
You're on the handout?
I've got them. Artist Simber and Dragon Bait. There we go. These two couple of characters. Oh boy. Which, of course, Dragon Bait communicates by aroma.
He's aromalicious.
And Artist Simber is being pursued by the Zentarum for his ring that he currently wears. And we last left off scaling the ziggurat. We scaled the ziggurat, most of us. And we're about to, unearth our secrets to the Oracle. I guess. I don't know. Take it away, Kashka.
Sorry, you have to forgive me as well. I'm still doing the coughing thing a bit. Okay, so you had made your way to the top of the ziggurat, passing all the different layers and doing silly dances with feathers or whatever, and entered the room, the stone building at the top of the ziggurat. And I'm just going to read the description for you again, just to kind of set the scene. Actually, I really like, I don't know if you guys know who Adam Cobalt is, but he does a thing where he kind of describes it like a little bit like you're watching a movie. So he says like, the camera pans in, and I kind of like that. So I might adopt a little bit of that here and there. But anyway, so as you step into the room, you see hanging lamps are illuminating it, while incense burners fill it with exotic scents and curling smoke. Cushions and reed mats cover the floor. Pots of blooming flowers line the plastered walls, and singing birds flit from plant to plant. An immense snake with iridescent scales rests on a heap of cushions opposite the doorway. It rises slowly to a height of 5 feet, staring directly into your eyes as it moves. Its face is remarkably human-like, and its tongue flicks before it speaks. I am Sajar Nabazar. What do you seek in this ancient place? Speak truly, for I hear your hearts.
That's where the S comes from on there. Okay.
Saja na bazaar. Anyway, so this is what you see. Did I show you guys the picture of the naga or no? Well, just in case I didn't, let's do this. Show to players. Show to everyone. So this is.
Oh,
this
she
is
looks
what
happy.
Saja looks like. See how her face is kind of like disturbingly a little bit human.
Yeah, she looks kind of happy actually. Anciently happy.
Ancient.
Patient.
Okay. So, taking the cue, Ulfgar would walk forward or take a step forward, and ask, "Where can we find the cause of all of the recent sickness and illness of those that have died before?" It's often referred to as the... Oh, shoot, I forgot what it's called. It's been so long since we've actually been looking for it. We've been so busy with side quests.
Soulmonger.
Yes,
Yeah, so
it's
soulmonger.
often called the soulmonger.
She says, tell me more about this sickness.
You just like using those S's, don't you? People who have died and been resurrected before, they're gaining an illness that is causing them to waste away slowly, and we seek to stop this. It has been afflicting the lands.
She says, this sounds like the work of Rasnasi.
Rasnasi?
Artis gets, he kind of hangs his head a little bit, and you see like kind of a dark look come over his face. Dragonbait looks at Artis, and you smell. What do you smell? You smell ham. And emanating from Dragonbait's general direction.
Dang it, I don't have a description for him yet.
I look over and I take it you've heard of this person or thing or whatever.
Artis nods his head, and Saja says, what does Saja say? Saja says, Rasnasi was once a Chultan paladin. He was in the worship of Ubtao and a sworn protector of the city of Mesro. And you see, like, as at the mention of the city name Mesro, Artis' shoulders just kind of slump a little bit, and he just gets like, it's like he is like suddenly this big weight on his shoulders or on his back. You know, it's just can see this kind of physical change in him. She said, Saja says, he betrayed his oaths and was banished from the city. But he decided to attempt to reconquer Mesro and raised an undead army to do so.
Oh, okay. Suddenly, Ulfgar just kind of like one eyebrow just goes up, and he looks over at Artis. You knew of this?
Artis shoots you a glance. And Saja continues. She says, Rasnasi was defeated, though. She says, and he withdrew to Omu.
Omo?
Omu?
Omu.
O-M-U.
Okay.
she says, even though he is no longer a noble, he still uses his title. And now he lives in Omu with Yuan Ti. And you can see kind of when she says it, she says Yuan Ti. And the look of like kind of disgust is on her face a little bit. She says, oh, hang on, actually, let me see. She says, there they are scheming in their lair. She says, this curse and sickness sound like his work.
Have you heard of the Soulmonger?
She says, I have not.
Would my character, or any of us, know what a Yuan-Ti is?
Yeah, I think you actually, I mean, Yuan Ti are kind of, and you probably haven't seen one before, but I think they're fairly common knowledge what they are.
Which is like a snake people, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But not quite like this guardian naga, more humanoid.
Yes. Let me hang on one sec, and I can conjure a little picture of a Yuan Ti, so you get the so you get the picture, so you have an idea of what they look like. There we go.
Eh?
Here we go. This will work. This is kind of close enough.
Okay. So, what led Raznasi to break his oaths? And I'm kind of speaking just in general to whether it be artists or the Naga.
She says, I'm trying to think how she would respond to that. She says, this story I'm not familiar with. And artist kind of shrugs as well. She looks at Artis and she says, Mesra won't return as long as Raznasi lives. And at this, you see Artis' eyes get a little wider. He looks kind of a little surprised by this. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. This is. I'm kind of putting the pieces together myself here, let alone my character. Trying to think. All right, so Raznasi is most last known to have withdrawn to Omu. Yes.
Yes.
How do we get there from here?
She says, Omu is deep to the south.
You don't say.
I do say. She says, Omu is. I just want to see exactly how much she knows about its location. She says, Omu lies between the peaks of flame and the valley of lost honor.
I see the peaks of flame. Valley of dread. Wait, what? A valley of
If
lost.
you say valley of dread out loud, she says,
Well,
Just-
no, I wouldn't. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm I'm not the cartographer of the group. So
Yeah, I'll just unscroll my map and look at it and kind of mark the area.
I see now. Here. Do you know where that might be? And I'm actually asking Valia at this point on what map we may have, at least a general direction.
Yeah, I kind of look around and just point in the general area, probably further down, like maybe down here, and point down like where the peaks and valley area is.
Is there any other information that might help us locate, and potentially defeat Rasnasi
She
that you
says,
can offer?
Omu lies sunken below the level of the jungle, so the best way to see it is from the air. She says, or if you can find high ground.
We have a flying dragon. That should be no problem.
She says, as for Rasnasi, she says, he is an abomination now.
Was he human before?
Yes,
And
he is no longer though.
I guess we better get to slaying, huh?
She says, it is a tough fight between here and Omu, a difficult journey.
I could attest to that. It was difficult enough to get here.
Yeah.
She says, the further south you get, the more you will run into what is left of Rasnasi's army. She says,
Yay.
he no longer has control. They wander through Chult at their own will now.
Okay, that explains undead that were hunting by Order
Yeah.
of the Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We
That
have answer for this.
Yeah, that explains a lot of the undead attacking random places on their own. I'm like, by chance, do you happen to know where our village guy, our jungle guide, ran off to? I mean, you're great and powerful, and you probably see all, so I figured I'd ask.
Azaka.
Says, I don't track individual movements around the jungle. She says, I have been focused on Rasnasi. She says, you should kill him as punishment for what he has done. His past atrocities must be paid for.
We will do our best. Have you any items or anything that might help us, help aid us going some deeper south into the jungle?
She says, she thinks for quite a while, and it's this kind of like awkward silence, and then she from like within her coils, her kind of tail presents this box and kind of drops it onto a cushion in front of you. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll kind of nod, like everybody's probably looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm actually being nice. Like I like kneel down and kind of nod my head and take the box and say, thank you. we appreciate all the help and advice and information you've given us, and I'll kind of step back and take it.
Okay.
Respect the reptile.
What was that?
I said respect the reptile.
So, yeah, okay. So she gives you the box, and yeah. Anything else you want to ask her?
I would like to ask a question. What we can expect from Arakokra people?
And she says, they can aid your passage.
Hey, those are the guys that said they could help. Oh, the one guy said he could help us fly, right?
Are you sure they can be trusted?
They were captive along with you. And
She says, oh yes.
I agree with her. Artist, do you have anything that you'd like to speak with her about?
He says, I've heard enough.
Funny, I was thinking how I'd like to hear more once we're done here.
Yeah, I'm interested in this story as well, artist.
I bow towards the Naga and say, thank you. Might we leave in a simpler method than which we arrived here?
I don't think I can eat another steak.
And you get kind of from Dragonbait's general area, you get it's a mixture now of baked ham and baked bread. It's kind of a and he looks steadfast.
He's got a purpose.
So she says, of course. To your question, Valia. She says, the path will be open for you now.
Thank you.
Yep. I just kind of nod my head and, thank you, and I'll take the box with me. I'm not going to look at it yet, but what's in the box? And I guess I'll look around and be like, I guess we got all the information that she can provide so far.
Let's join back up with Callisto and clue her in with what we just learned.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Artie, Dragonbeak, you coming?
Artis appears to have lost his sense of humor for the moment and just kind of motions towards the door. He just gives kind of a little nod, and looks at Dragonbait, and they both head towards the door.
All right, so then we reunite with Callisto and tell her all the things that we just learned. And we urge you to open the box.
So it's a little, to describe it, it's a little kind of fabric covered box. And it has like a little clasp on the front. It's not very big. It's like about the size of kind of like a tissue box or something like that. So kind of like a small book maybe, something like that. So it's got a little clasp on the front. It's covered in like this red kind of satin fabric.
Well.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'll kind of just sit down with it in my lap, and I'll slowly just take it off and look on around the outside, and I guess open the clasp and slowly open the box.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpions!
Yeah.
Oh god!
Boom! As a mushroom cloud appears over Earl. No, it's inside. It's It's like a deep purple, almost black velvet is lining the box, and there are 4 tokens inside. Hang on, let me grab my notes and then I can describe them to you. So one of them is a little piece of what looks like obsidian. It's just incredibly black, and it's polished, and it's kind of like a small egg shape. So that's one of them. The other one is kind of almost golden looking. It still looks like it's made of a rock, but it's got kind of a gold color to it, and it's a heart shape. The other one is red. It's a bright, brilliant red. These are all kind of rock, like not gemstones, but like a polished rock kind of.
Right.
But this one is like a brilliant red, and it's in the shape of a drop. It's kind of like got that drop shape going to it. And then the last one is in the shape of, it's kind of it's almost granite, looking like a grey granite, polished grey granite, and it's in the shape of a rabbit.
I have more questions.
I'll kind of hold them up and look at them a little bit. And I'm like, I'm not sure. Maybe they go somewhere. Maybe we find out on our way.
I don't think it would hurt if we ask. She seems to be one who gives answers quite often, so especially if you're known as the Oracle.
That's a lot of stairs.
We didn't go all the way back down. We only just collected Callisto. It's one flight. Besides, you seem to actually be giving a proper envoy's response to this one. So I think that it's good for you to go and ask about how to use these.
Just give you like the death stare. Like, don't get used to it.
He just gives you his big wide grin.
And I'll just kind of like and make my way up the stairs again with the box and the pieces in the box.
Okay. So you get to the top of the stairs, and you look in the stone building. You look in the doorway, the open doorway, and it looks just like it did the first before you entered it. You know how it was like, it looked like nobody had been in there for decades, and that's how it looks again. It's covered in cobwebs and dust, and
I'll just walk in like.
Nothing changes. You look around you, and it's the bare stone walls, dust-covered floor, leaves blown into the corners, cobwebs all in the ceiling.
I just look around. I'm like, man, this place was so homey while you were here. I'll just turn around and walk back out. Figures, Oracle, poof, gone. And just kind of walk back out and back down the stairs. I'll put the box in my pack and tell everybody, and shrug my shoulders. Well, we're just going to have to figure out on our own because she's not there now.
By the beard. Alright. Well, Artis, my friend. Am I correct in assuming that Ezra was someone dear to you? You've lost her, and that this curse... Oh, okay, sorry.
It's the city of Mesro.
Oh, so it wasn't okay. The city of Mesro was lost and won't return to Artis, is what was said.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it was A person was lost. Oh.
No, she'd said to Artis, Mesro won't return as long as Rasnasi lives.
Okay.
She said that Rasnasi was the sworn protector of the city of Mesro, but he had betrayed his oaths and was banished. So then he raised an undead army and tried to reconquer Mesro, but was defeated.
Gotcha. And as with most necromancers, you can only control so many of them per day. And therefore, all the excess just wander around. Okay.
I'll pull out my map and I'll tell artists, hey, and show me where the city was, Mesro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll do that. Is it?
Over by Firefinger.
I am on the wrong map. I'm on my map.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's it.
We weren't far from there, of course, when we found. I point at the. My mind is just like blah. So I'll point at them two over there. I'm like, we weren't far. That's where we found these guys. So, why were you there? Is this your city where you were living? Is that where you were hiding out from the Order of the Gauntlet? Right? I was looking for him.
You're talking to Artis?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he says, no, that is where I met my wife. And it just looks like all the joy. I mean, he was a fairly jovial person before. It just looks like all the joy has been sucked out of Artis at the moment.
So, not to be harsh or anything, but I assume that this Rasnasi, I'm assuming she's gone. When he took over? He
says... Just a sec, let me get to the Mesro notes. He says Alessander was one of the protectors of the city. He says when Rasnasi attacked them, she helped in she helped with moving the city.
What do you mean moving?
The city can move?
No, I'm assuming they were fleeing from this guy.
It says, he looks at Dragonbait, and Dragonbait kind of like, gives him like almost an encouraging look. And you can smell wood smoke.
Okay.
Shit, he's gonna catch us all on fire. I'm sorry.
He says Alessandra was one of the paladins of the city. She, along with the other paladins, had set up a protection. They were the city's immortal defenders. And when Rasnasi attacked the city, he says they used their god-given magic to transport the entire city to a different plane.
It is a city that can move.
That's interesting.
He says, but she went with it. So we have been separated ever since.
And okay, so you don't know whether she's alive, if they made it safely, where they are exactly. They're just stuck on another plane at this point.
So if we were to go where Mesro was, what would be there now?
He says, there is you would see a ruin.
Okay, well that makes sense when she told you Mesro won't return until he's gone. So, it seems like both of our paths are not only have we crossed, but they seem to have merged quite a bit. So, well, as long as you're still in with us, we're willing to help you do what it takes to try to get your wife and their people back while we're, of course, on our quest, and as well as protecting you from these other people. I point at his hand and wink at him, and then I kind of walk off because I'm like, this is too serious for me. Gotta go.
You're like, peace out, people.
What part do you play in this, Artis? Obviously, your husband to your wife, who is a paladin in this. How were you not in there? And your friend Dragonbait? Were you? I take it you were not in the city at the time.
He says no. He says I was fighting outside of the city.
Were there any other survivors?
He says not that are still with us. He says, how old do you think I am?
I believe the polite age in human years is to always respond with 29. So, there you go.
I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, humans age weird. I don't know. I'm going to assume you're probably kind of ancient. I mean, you kind of have a wife who can, with help, can banish a whole city. She's kind of like, meh.
He says I am over 100 years old.
Well, might I say you look quite well for over 100.
And that he kind of like perks up a little bit. And then he points to his finger and he says, this is taking care of that. And he's pointing at his ring. But actually, for the first time you notice as well that on his fingers, like tattooed above his knuckles, are letters as well.
What do they spell?
Are you going to ask him to see, or are you going to try?
I just want to try and see him then. If I notice that he's held his hand out before and stuff, so.
Make a perception check, see if you can see the whole thing. These are kind of hands moving around.
It says love and hate.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, right? It says, here, I'll put it in chat. I know I'm still a bit croaky. What it says Bert on one hand and Lug on the other.
Okay.
Name your fists. Please tell me you didn't name your fists.
So, forgive me for asking. I saw before, but I still can't quite comprehend if it's another language or not, but what's with the writing on your knuckles?
He says, this is so whenever I punch somebody, I think of my previous companions.
Ah, fallen comrades. I can respect that. So then, are either of you paladins, or of the similar order?
He says, no, not me. And Dragonbait shakes his head as well.
Okay. Mesro must have been quite some city to have immortals protecting it as it has.
He says, yeah. It was.
It may yet be again. It's only on another plane, right?
He kind of gives a big sigh. Yep. Like, it's like a, if only it was that easy kind of sigh.
I just shake my head. I was like, well, I guess we need to start moving out. We've got a long way to go.
Well,
And I to Artis, I said, do you have an idea of where she said the Valley of Lost Honor and stuff is?
He says,
I still have my map out, like looking around. I'm like, I'm assuming, and I kind of point down south, like in this area where these two mountain ranges look, or like.
Mm-hmm. He says, I haven't been that far south.
Well, it's an adventure for all. And I just clap my hands and put my map up and say, I'm ready.
Well, I think we should probably determine a course of, well, where we're going next, as well as how to get there.
Where's your sense of adventure?
This is
I
the whole
just
point
laugh.
of me bringing it up, because we actually have, excuse me, Vorn nearby. We could potentially.
Just don't want to run blindly into the jungle. Come on.
Well, it's on the way back. We could head over to Vorn, see if we could track down this other construct, turn it in for a bit of funding, resupply at Port Castigliar, assuming that it's still intact. I look over at Artis with my hand out.
He kind of does one of these.
All right, then we could always head upriver to Port Nianzaru, regroup, sell off the construct for some funds, re-equip, head back out to Kursabal to gain some faster flight allies, and then back down towards where we think Raz Nasi is, west of the Peaks of Flame.
You see, like, Artist, the wheels are kind of turning now. He's thinking about, like, how you could, best way to get there and stuff
That's
like that.
a lot of backtracking. And
he
it's
says-
taken us a long time to get here.
He says, why not take a boat? A ship?
Why not take a boat or a ship?
Do you have a ship in your pocket? I'm just like looking.
He says, no, he says, if we head back, we can charter, there are plenty of, he says there are plenty of boats that sail the coast. It's like, he says, I've heard rumors of a pirate activity in this bay over here.
So do you expect to bribe the pirates?
He says, honor among thieves.
It's got a point. It would do us some good, but we see some pretty nasty things in the river. What do you think's going to be in this ocean? Or the bay? The bigger bodies of water? But, I mean, I'm always up for, eating some pirates, so, I mean...
I have a feeling that
Little snack.
the large waters are probably somewhat safer from creatures than most things on the island, if only because the Port Nianzaro seems to be a pretty thriving port town. And they wouldn't really be that, I don't know, thriving, in my mind, if their ships were constantly being destroyed, as well as having a thriving pirate trade down south of us.
Or either way, if they won't cooperate, we can cut their numbers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we haven't pet Valia yet.
Lower the population of vigilantes in here, in short.
I mean, people and, they tend to break at a certain point. I mean, it's just a matter of getting to their breaking point as fast as possible.
So we could go to Jahakabe. Let's say
I vote for pirates.
let's say that we go to the pirates.
And pirates always have loot, by the way. I'm just saying.
We typically they don't. That's why they're pirates. But once they have the loot, they become nobles. So
Spend it all on rum.
or on rum, yes. We could head down to Jahakabe and try and bribe the pirates with what meager funds we have. But then where do we go from there?
That's where we're at a stall. I mean, like, we could go, if you want to backtrack, that's going to be a long way around. Or from the bay, just go on south and try to get to where we need to go.
Well, this is why I was hoping we could find that construct over where we have Vorn marked on the map. And then he could just carry us all, right?
I don't think that's how that works.
Well, it looks like there's a river near Mambala that may go south towards Rosna Sea.
Oh yeah, the river should still connect there. But I mean, you see where we are. Is that a river up there where our party token is?
Yes.
Okay, it's hard to see. We can follow this river, and it looks like it leads all the way to where he said the pirates are. Artists, you've been that way, correct? Obviously, since you know there's pirates.
He says, I've heard rumors there are pirates there. He says, I haven't actually been there myself.
I just smacked my forehead a couple times. Okay. Well, we should just stay close to the river's edge like we have before. It seems to be the safest route, as opposed to trying to cut through underbrush and getting eaten by giant, which are now frozen dinosaurs. Plus, now we are fully aware that there's undead roaming, and the further south we go, the more we're probably going to run into them. So, maybe they can't swim? Meh. I mean, I swim pretty fast, so getting away is not a big deal for me with water.
Right. Sure. Swimming, yes. Us dwarves are very... No.
They sink like rocks.
More like sinking than swimming.
You can walk on the bottom. It's okay.
That's
Hold your
all.
breath for a long time.
I can turn into a crocodile and you can just ride on my back.
I heard a story about that before. I hesitate, if only because of that.
That was a shocking experience.
Yes, among other painful things. So, is there no interest in obtaining the construct and Born?
Artist says, construct would be pretty handy.
Right. We could always use it.
And Dragonbait looks at him like, oh, I'm standing right here. I'm pretty handy too. This is kind of the look he's giving him.
What if this construct is a large cat? Could be an even larger dinosaur.
We made a mistake. We should ask Oracle about those constructs.
Speaking of constructs, we've a rock over here. He seems to resemble one. And look how useful he's been.
So where's the construct again?
Right here is the estimated last known.
Yeah. How...
And we could always sweep by the goblin camps and see if we can find Azaka's remains.
Yeah.
Well, if we do this, we might as well
so
go
I can
Zaro.
make them into tools and toothpicks. How many days travel was it from where we are from Camp Vengeance to where we are? That's one thing I didn't write.
Each hex represents more or less about a day that we
So that's
travel.
about a week's journey back to Vorn.
Right.
And we're on a time constraint already.
We are. Since when, every time I rushed, things went awry. I say haste makes waste. We should be thorough and find where this thing is. But if you think that going to the pirates will get us back faster, then we could, or the possible pirates will get us back faster, we could do that.
Possible pirates.
Oh, what does everybody else want to do? You want to go back to Vorn? That's about a week. Let's see. I think it's probably going to be about a week to Vorn and probably a little bit longer to go to the bay. So, although,
I say-
mean,
If we do go to Vorn, then we just continue on to Port Nyanzaru and then take a ship that we know we can find a ship there and take that around.
Aye, we could take one to Port Castigliar. At least, even if the port itself is not there, or is not in any habitable shape, it's likely that we could at least beach there.
but we run the risk of the bad guys finding Artis here. Don't forget he's wanted. And there's a lot of them there.
He says, they haven't been able to find me yet.
I still don't understand how we found you, but...
He says, I found you.
Mm.
Yeah, you remember he was spectating while we almost got our butts kicked, you know.
Something I don't remember is, what was it Ataz Mahaha?
Ataz, mwahaha.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Irresistible. Mwahaha. I think I've got one too many ha's on there, but it's too bad. You're just gonna have to deal with it. What's there?
Yes.
I don't know that you know, but
No, I don't think we do. I know what the Curse of Ball is what we know of. I believe that's where the Arak guys are.
Well, feasibly,
Roka,
we could just take the...
Bird guys.
We could maybe take the river all the way down to very close to Kirsabal, which is where we would need to get to. Because while one powerful dragon among us might be able to fly one of us up to see things, it might benefit us if all of us could do this.
Well, she did say that the Oracle did say that the bird people would be very, very helpful, and they're very loyal. So, I guess we could backtrack to Vorn, beat up some gnolls on the way by, go down there to the bird folk, and fly south. It'd probably definitely be faster than, probably less dangerous.
I don't know.
You see Archer's picking at a hole in his boot as well. He's got his foot like rested up on a rock or something, and he's kind of like on one of the steps of the ziggurat, and he's like, and I could use some new shoes. He's like, and Dragonbait, and he pulls up Dragonbait's like coat, and he's like putting his, like he's got holes in his coat. He's like, yeah, let's go to Port Nyanzaru.
I just sigh. I'm like, okay, well, if we need to, let's go. We need to kill some stuff, so let's go. We need
are we going
money
to kill
in
the
case
possible...
y'all forgot.
So are we going to kill the possible pirates, or are we going?
No, we're gonna go back to Vorn, Portland, and Zaru.
We could even take a boat from Port Nyanzaru around closer to Kirsabal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
So-
sounds like a plan.
So do we backtrack to Mambala?
Pirates to the right.
No, let's go straight to Vorn.
Stuck in
We may as well kill things on the way, like she said.
I agree, but at the same time,
Close to leveling up.
yes. The further into the forest we got, the more to metagame things, the more rolls we made to get lost.
Yeah, but don't we want to like kind of go around Camp Vengeance as much as possible?
Camp Vengeance, yes. I was asking, should we backtrack to Mambala and go north from there? Because that seems like it's a pretty clear path.
Didn't we pass psychic monkeys there? Like on between there and here?
Yes.
the evil monkeys.
Yes. Well, I suppose we've got, a rock here. Could always find a way if we get too lost. Maybe. Yeah. What am I talking about? We've got Artis and Dragonbait.
Yeah, I just stand up and I'm like, Artist, Dragonbait,
Yes.
and I just point. And I'm like, let's go. I just point. Let's go. We're going to Vorn.
They know this jungle like the backs of their hands.
They look at each other shiftily.
Well then, you see the map that she's got here. We need to get there. Do you think you can help us?
He says, sure. They look up at the sky. Let's go that way. And he points like northeast.
Just shake my head. I'm just like, "Ah, come on. And I just start leading the way back. I guess we'll go down. Sadly, I don't want to run across psychic monkeys again, but it's probably best that we do actually kind of stay on somewhat of a similar path.
Yeah, psychic monkeys are not my preferred experience.
Yeah,
Not your preferred
they
monkey.
hurt. Yeah. So I guess we'll backtrack to Mambala and then go northeast from there. Definitely around Camp Vengeance.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I was thinking we could go north to Vorn from Umbala, and then east, potentially towards that goblin encampment. But if we think that that's too much for us, we can just head over to the river, yes, and take the river north from there.
Nah, a few goblins won't hurt nobody.
They hurt us.
They hurt you.
No, I was the one that was all right.
I ate quite a few goblins.
We can
Flippy
always
waves the goblin arm around.
get a new fresh goblin toy for Flippy.
Yeah, we could use. He's got a new tail. You know, he's got, the goblin arm. He's got. Well, no, I tossed the claw, so he doesn't have that anymore. 'Cause, yeah, he could use a new toy. I think we should just go.
Hey, if we head back
We're
to
going this-
Umbala, I know where you could find a few of those flying monkeys that are just laying around on the ground. We could give him one
I
of those
think
to
he'd
play.
like a monkey wing.
Rude.
I can fashion them. I can fashion the 2 monkey wings on his back. Make him look like he has an extra set of wings.
All right, so Mambala, then Vorn, and we figure it out from
yeah.
there, assuming that we survive that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Anybody against? All right, motion carried. Let's go. Lead on, Valia.
All right, I guess I'm leading this mess.
And obviously,
Yes.
Dragon Bait will let you know if you're going the wrong direction. I kind of give him like a little elbow nudge.
I missed the second part of what you said.
I
Sorry.
said Dragon Bait will make sure that you're going in the right direction, and I kind of give him an elbow nudge.
He looks at you like, don't volunteer me for stuff. So almost as soon as you set out, like you finally decide like on a direction to go, it starts raining, of course, so yeah, rain continues throughout the day, and let me have a look. And actually, the other thing that you notice that's a little strange is, as soon as you left the whatchamacallit, the stone building on top of the ziggurat, it was it was dawn, actually, which is a little strange because that's definitely not what time you entered. But the sun was just rising, so you kind of spent a little time discussing what's going on, but it's still, pretty early in the morning.
I just realized something on the map. If you look at the ziggurat, and then you see Orlunga underneath it.
Oh, that's because I wrote that and I couldn't get them
okay.
to line up properly.
Okay.
Like, see, it just overlaps it. It does weird things. There we go.
Okay.
That works.
Well, actually, I can just do this as well now because.
Oh yeah, could we see a very far distance while we were up there? Oh,
Ta-da! There you go. Now you guys know where it is. And the view actually from the top of the ziggurat was quite spectacular. Because you had kind of that ring of mountains behind you, In front of you was the jungle stretching out towards Mbala. So that was quite cool to see. Right, but you are now heading back out into the jungle, you crazy people. And I need to find
Who's got monkey
This thing.
fever?
Right here. So let's see.
Sorry, did you just click on the map?
Nope, I did not.
Okay.
I am scrolling like a mad person.
We still have a strange rock to visit one day, too. Although that was pointed out to us by Nanny Poo Poo, who turned out to be an evil witch.
Didn't really point it out to you so much as you saw it on the way up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, up on the bridge of the Terror people.
The other thing you saw on the way up as well was this. Right, hang on, am I on the right layer? Nope, I'm not. There we go. Was down here. You saw this weird, like, chunks of a shipwreck sticking up from jungle trees.
Yep.
Which is pretty weird. So, yeah, okay. So
Artist, just so that you know, it was Portney and Zaru where we ran into the Zentarum. Are you sure you want to go back?
he says, I come back, like, fairly regularly. He says it's, not usually a big deal.
All right.
They're fine usually.
Says it'll be fine. It's fine. Okay, so you guys are heading out into the jungle, and you don't actually get very far before you run into a dino who is
dragon bait.
not so much. Let me get over to.
Wants to be our new pet?
See, this is.
It can become our dinner.
Nope.
Or you could become it.
Nope. Definitely not.
So let's okay. Let me get the token, and then we will move over to
Another T-Rex.
No.
what? Never.
Apex predators on this island? No.
Let me look at these guys. Are they really gonna eat you for lunch?
Vegisaurus, Kashka. Come on.
Herbivores.
No. Copy. Base. Okay.
So you do know that we're heading east to Mimbala first, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, let me drag you guys over to this page here.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
And if you want to kind of fix your, let me close that thing, actually. And that thing can be closed as well. If you want to fix your health, because, yeah, was anybody down health, actually, when you were speaking to Saja?
Yep,
Saja,
I was down 2 points from failing stuff along the path up the ziggurat.
Yeah, I think Ara was
Okay.
down.
I was
Yeah, I
good.
was.
Yeah, he was very down.
Did we rest at all? Can I get any of that back?
Well, Callisto, I know that you at least took a short rest at the very least.
What can I get back for that?
You can roll hit dice to regain your health. So it would be 1d8 plus your constitution. And I don't know how many hit dice you have left, if you spent any earlier.
No, I don't think I have.
Then you have 4 total.
You know,
that you can do that with.
well, actually, considering that it was dawn the next day, Callisto, for your part, while you were waiting for these jokers to finish their chit chat with the the oracle, you would have actually kind of and it was a nice kind of sunny. The sun was just kind of warming you, and you might have found yourself kind of reclining on the steps of the ziggurat a little bit, and and Flippy was there as well, and he's kind of sitting next to you, got his head, kind of done the thing where he curved his head round onto his back, and he kind of fell asleep. And before you knew it, actually, you would have fallen asleep. Flippy makes a really good pillow, actually, it turns out. So you both kind of fell asleep, taking like a nice afternoon nap, waiting for these guys to return. And when you wake up in the morning, you are actually fully rested. So you don't have to worry about spending a hit dice. You get all your hit points and spells back again. It's the morning when you hear them coming down the steps, and it wakes you up and wakes Flippy up, and so yeah, you're fully rested and get all your hit points back.
Nice. The advantages of staying behind.
Oh.
Okay, so could you form up in kind of what order you walk in?
Well, I have to say, I think Valia would be up front because she's also kind of the guide.
So to be clear, we
a much more reliable guide.
Okay, hang on. Just to be clear, we all at the full health, right?
How many hit points were you down? Because Saja would have healed you, actually.
Ara was at 8 points of hit points.
How many does he?
Of 18.
Yeah. So he would be back up to full as well, because she would have healed you. But the thing that you guys don't get, that Callisto got, is if you have any kind of spells or abilities that only refresh after a long rest, you don't get those back. But Callisto does, because she was waiting for you.
Okay. Cool. So I was walking along with...
That's not supposed to... Okay.
Are they multiplying? Oh no!
You guys are taking so long getting in marching order that they're
no.
There's a dragon bait in the woods.
There's a dragon bait in the woods. Okay. He's kind of hanging out back here. Alright, so this is kind of how you're
Yeah, I was walking
along.
up there with the Valia, so...
Okay. Alright. So yeah, you hear the undergrowth moving fairly, something is clearly moving without much care in the undergrowth, something really big as well. And out from the undergrowth charging kind of towards you is this Allosaurus. And yeah, he's is there a... Okay, that's fine. There are two of them that you see so far, and they are really big.
Yep.
So let's do some initiative rolls. Let me get the turn order going. Okay. So that's this guy. Initiative for him. And then this guy. Initiative for him. Bam, look at that. We're like organized today. Wait, hang on. Why doesn't Spy? Were you clicking on your character when you did that? Or?
Yes, I did, but it didn't catch up.
Can you try it again?
Okay, I'm trying again.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, that's supposed to be to put for Tobias. And okay, yes, that was for Tobias, and now for Arrow. Why is it so wonky today?
And here's Artis. Whoop. Artis always like at the bottom of the thing. What's going on? Alright, and then Dragonbait. Okay. These guys are a little slow on the uptake today. Right, that's okay. So they're not particularly being stealthy or anything, so they don't get a surprise round on you. And they're very being quite clear about their intentions. To kind of eat you for lunch.
We are food, not friends.
Yes. So Callisto, you see these two jokers kind of these guys tear out of the tree line and are clearly heading in your direction.
Okay. Turn around and run away.
It's a very valid action. Artist looks like he's about to.
I think I will go ahead and turn into a bear.
Nice.
Well done.
That was here. I'll find the stuff for it, like the hit points and stuff.
Okay. If you need me to, I have the player's guide today.
Oh, good, because the link isn't coming up.
Okay, let me open that back up.
Here, okay. Are you going for? I think there are two options, right? Black bear or brown bear?
Yeah, whichever one's most powerful. I think it's the brown bear.
Brown bears are stronger, but I'm not sure if you can do that one yet. What's the highest challenge rating you can turn into yet?
Good point. Wasn't I like the black bear last time? I think that's the one I can turn into.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll do the black bear.
Okay. Got it. You are bear.
Black bear has 19 hit points.
It does.
Okay. Can I travel just as far?
Let's have a look. Hang on.
It can go 40 feet.
Black bear movement is a bit faster. Yep, you can go 40 feet. You can also climb at a fairly fast rate as well. Whereas like a human, you can only climb at like 15 feet.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to climb a tree and see if I can then, like, when they come towards us, drop down.
Okay. Yeah, they'll probably lose track of you being black bear in a tree, you know.
Bear from the skies.
So I'll climb a tree right over here and just kind of wait it out.
Okay. I'm going to put hit points and your bear hit points there. Do you see that blue bar, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Those are your bear hit points. Alright. So yeah, you guys see Callisto do the thing where she starts sprouting fur rapidly from her skin and claws, and the cute bear ears come up, and then runs over to a tree, and up the tree she goes. Okay. So next is Allosaurus number 1. And they move very fast because they are big guys. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so he's just busting a move in your face. And he gets, oh, he doesn't have a multi-attack? Boo, Allosaurus.
The bear does.
So
My next level, I do.
Let's just do a quick roll to see who he thinks looks more tasty.
Oh,
So
boy.
evens, it's Ulfgar, odds it's Valia. And it's evens. Sorry, Ulfgar, you're gonna get a chomp.
Yeah. Oh, that hits.
You're always like, oh.
Well, I'm not happy about getting hit, especially by Allosaurus.
Luckily, he had to go around a bit of a corner. He wasn't able to run in a straight line at you. Otherwise, he would have pounced you. But yeah, there you go. He chomped you.
Yeah, he sure did. Not happy about it either.
Right. Tobias, you see Ulfgar get chomped pretty solidly.
So I'm going to run towards the Arak and mount him. And as my bonus action, I would like to cast Guiding Bolt on
Okay.
this.
Do it. Hit him.
Target base, I see. How do I do it again?
Alright, guiding.
Your spell attack
I-
and your spell sheet. Spell attack bonus.
Yep.
You add that
You
to a
do.
d20.
Yep.
That's for damage.
That's to hit.
That's the hit.
1d20 plus your spell attack bonus.
Yep, to see if it hits it. And then if it hits it, then it does 4d6 damage.
Yes.
Oh, you know what I should have a look at? Their armor class. That would be handy.
Only in certain situations.
Oh, come on. What's going on? Bill! What the heck?
Hmm.
Okay,
I
sorry.
don't know what the heck.
Okay, my mouse was being weird. Oh, seriously, stop it. Okay, fine.
The Allosaurus has possessed your mouse.
Apparently, something funky's going on. Alright, let me try reopening that because that went a little weird. Hang on one sec.
I did something wrong?
Yeah, that hits. So, no, you didn't at all. It's like my little Allosaurus handout wouldn't let me scroll. So I couldn't see.
And 46.
46, yep.
Do it! 12 damage.
Nice.
Wow. It's almost as much as it did to me.
Okay. So he takes a blast of radiant light in the face and he lets out a bit of a roar. He's not very happy about that. Okay. And Erok, it's now his turn. Guys are conveniently right next to each other in the turn order.
Yeah, because I'm riding him, so I'm moving along with Aragon. And we're going to try attack. With I will go with claw.
Okay. Nice. They're pretty big, guys, so they're not difficult to hit. That hits.
I still forgot. No for damage.
Okay. So he takes another 4 points of claw damage. Nice. So Eric notices though as he's kind of clawing at him that while they're easy to hit, their hide is, the dinosaur skin or hide is very tough. So, yeah, that's what you guys notice. All right.
Resistance. Jerks.
So, heads up because we have an incoming Allosaurus. He's gonna roll up behind
Uh-oh.
Tobias, and let's do a roll. We're gonna do no, perhaps if I put
Yay, meat shields around me.
all right, so evens it's Tobias, odds it's Erok. Oh, so he's going to attack Erok. Okay. So he tries to bite Erok. I think that misses, doesn't it? Does 9 miss?
According to my armor class,
Yeah.
my AC, my Arok's AC is 14.
Yeah. Okay. So he tries to miss him. Oh, tries to miss him, and succeeds. He succeeds in missing him. All right. He looks thoroughly confused. Actually, he went to bite Erok and clanged against some of them, like his teeth clanged against some of Erok's metal parts, and the Allosaurus is kind of like, wait, what? I thought this was going to be squishy and tasty, and instead it hurt my teeth. So he's a little confused at the moment. All right.
Good.
Next up is Dragonbait, who is going to run in here, whoop, and swing at.
Swing away.
With his 500.
He's got a longsword called the Holy Avenger.
Longsword.
Let's have a look. Does that hit? I think that just hits. Yeah. So he needs to do that. Damage. Okay. So he does 11 slashing damage on his first swing, and then he is able to make a second swing as well. Or actually, shoot, sorry. It should have been like... Okay, we'll do it right this time. And he misses, or he hits again with the second swing, and he does 8. So he's done 19 total damage to this dude.
Somebody's a higher level than we are. They have 2 attacks.
Alright, that's it for Dragonbait though. Wolfgar.
How's the Allosaurus looking that's in front of me?
He's got like a big scorch mark on his face, and he's got 2 fairly deep wounds from where Dragonbait slashed into him. And then what was the other damage he took?
Radiant damage.
Yeah, then he's got a bit of a claw from Erok as well.
Okay. Question is how are these guys... Oh, wait, I've got the wrong thing. How are these guys situated? For instance, if I were to, let's say, cast a line spell like this. Tobias is actually on Erok? So would I hit them or no?
I'm gonna say that no, because Tobias is actually where Erok is. He's in that. They're both in that square.
Okay.
They're like the stacked goblins.
Oh, yeah, he's on top of. He's on his back.
Yeah.
This is not that way. Just to be clear.
All right. So then, what I'd like to do is move along here and do the hand gesture and say "Foos roll" and do a second level blunderbuss. Basically like this is the idea.
Okay.
Which is also why I was asking. And I don't need to roll to attack. They just need to do a DC save to resist. It's Constitution, and it's 14 is the DC.
Okay.
Which I have a feeling these guys are going to be all about the Constitution.
They do have a fairly decent con. Let's
Yep.
see what they can do. So this is the first guy closest to you,
Yeah, that
Succeed.
passes.
and the second guy further away also succeeds.
All right, so they take half of this damage, and they're not pulled back. They're not pushed back.
It's
Okay.
probably a good thing. Just say it.
Yeah, I was thinking Dragonbait's about to get sat on by an Allosaurus.
Well, I was trying to line up the shot so that a certain bear could drop down on one of them a little bit easier, but...
Alright, so
He's like hanging out in the trees, chewing on branches. Like, hey guys, go!
She turned into a panda by mistake. Oh, crap.
chewing on a squirrel.
And for
They
bonus...
take half of that, right?
They take half, yeah.
Okay.
And it's thunder damage. And then for bonus action... let's see. I will give Callisto inspiration.
Okay. Do it.
And that's all I got. And I just heard the tippy taps.
Yeah, sorry. Doing the thing that she does. Okay. Valia.
Oh, I get to go! Yay! Bonus action. I'm going to rage and then attack the one right in front of me. I'm going to, I guess, bite it.
Bite it back. Oh, nat 20.
Natural 20. This might finish him. Yes, it does. So yeah, do you want to describe how you finish him?
I'm just gonna bite into wherever I can grab because he's probably a little bit taller than me, or else I would just rip out his throat.
I just imagine Kirby, like, just like vacuuming this. Okay, I'll find the gift that I'm thinking of and I will post it later in our chat.
Yeah, so you bite into his torso, maybe taking advantage of one of the sword wounds that Dragonbait had done earlier, and just tear out a chunk of his innards. And it's enough that the rest of his innards just kind of like exit his body as well, and he falls like the colossal thud to the ground next to you guys, and yeah, his tongue kind of lolls out of his mouth, and he's quite
I
dead.
just spit out the rest, and since I'm raging, I'm just gonna go over here on the other side of rock to the next one, so that way I'll go back one more square there. And Flippy will be right behind me. I'm not gonna let him attack. He's gonna pass this round.
Okay, got it.
A wise choice.
And that's my turn.
Argus is like, what are you guys doing without me over there? Hang on, let me see, like, can he even, I don't think he can, oh, wait. Maybe?
No, that was still not. No.
Yeah, it's not from his square, is it? It's, yeah, okay.
Mm.
So he kind of, what he does instead, he takes this, like, there's also a big pile of people in between him and, he takes this, hang on 1 second, actually. I think he might, oh no. Okay, he takes this running leap up over the dead Allosaur and lands kind of like, he doesn't want to get in your way.
Oh my gosh, is he making a jump? Like an athletics jump?
Yeah, I mean, the Allosaur is pretty big, right? So he has to kind of like, he runs up to the Allosaur body and just launches himself up and over and kind of like skids to a halt next to the other Allosaur.
Go ahead.
Allosaurus.
Speaking of Allosaurus, get back on your bed.
Alright, Callisto.
Alright, I'm going to jump down. Hopefully on its back if I can make it. And then I'm going to do my bite claw thing.
You have multi-attack. You can both bite and claw.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
So it's... What's the roll again?
So it's +3 to hit on each.
Yeah.
And yeah, I totally allow you. You kind of like launch from the tree onto the back of the Allosaur and plant your claws into him.
Apparently not.
That was the bite. Let's say that was the bite. You want to roll for the claw as well? Oh yeah, totally.
That one worked.
So yeah, launch and just plant your claws like into him, and the momentum from you launching yourself from the tree is kind of what does the extra damage. So so 2d4. Yeah,
Actually,
you already know it. But you've got to do the slash and the.
Yeah, so you need 4d4 plus 2 because you did a nat 20.
Yes, that's true. Sorry, so it's a roll 4d4 plus 2. Nice. Okay. So you've now got... He now has a bear attachment, a very painful bear attachment. Yeah, I see this kind of epic bear move from the tree. The bear just kind of launches. That's the dead one.
The foliage
So-
wasn't very tasty, so I thought I'd join.
Can remove that guy. All right, Tobias.
What are my options here? I'm going to attempt slash with my short swords.
Okay, cool. That hits.
Nice.
Yeah, that was easy.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's cool. Okay, so he takes. Ooh. Add that. 8 damage with the sword.
Did you just
Nice.
add in another Allosaurus?
Where?
I just noticed the initiative for an Allosaurus.
I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Anything else you would like to do, Tobias?
As my bonus action, I would like to use healing word on Ulfgar. Just to patch him up.
Much appreciations.
Cool.
Where is it? Kill once. So I'm doing the same, or no? I don't have to. I just roll 1d8 for.
No, it's 1d4 for healing word. And then plus your spellcasting ability, which I think is your charisma bonus.
Yes.
It's 1d4.
Mhm.
Okay, 1d4
1d4 plus.
plus 4. So you're gaining 6 hit points.
Thank you very much.
Okay, cool.
I have to actually turn my
All right,
keyboard
on
back.
to Eric.
There we go.
And I'll just fearlessly bite him, following by claw.
Okay.
Bite, please. Oh, okay, that was first one. It misses.
Mm-hmm.
And as a second action, claw.
The claw also misses, unfortunately.
Dang. Wow.
Okay.
Well, thanks for the healing.
Anyway, so let's see. So now Allosaurus is kind of like got the bear on his back. He's got Artis and so Valia as well. Let me think about like who he's going to. I think he's just going to try and get the bear off his back. So he's going to make like a claw attack at the bear. And actually, I think I'm going to. Yeah, he misses. Which makes sense. He's kind of. You see him kind of scrabbling to like get at the bear on his back. And he's failing miserably.
Those tiny hands.
Tiny hands. Dragonbait is going to take a step this away and do his attack.
Whirlwind attack.
So he does 8.
He has advantage on his melee attack as well.
Nice.
So he does.
Excuse me.
Great. So he does an attack with his swords and deals a couple of nice slices to this Allosaurus, which leaves us over back to Ulfgar. Ulfgar, this Allosaurus is looking pretty messed up.
Ulfgar.
Oh, you do?
What?
you do hear the jungle kind of overgrowth in this direction over here is making. There's a whole lot of ruckus coming from that area.
I draw my short bow and take a shot at him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7.
If only you were standing next to Valia.
I still would have missed because I think that's only for melee. But
Oh.
excuse me.
Anything
And
else?
I actually would move a tiny bit. Come on. So as to be. Oh, it'd help if I turn my keyboard on. So I'm less of a target to be visible for, because obviously I'm the tasty one.
So Valia, you see Ulfgar is now hiding behind the dead Allosaurus.
Peeking. His eyes are poking up.
Can still see you. Artis says. Alright, Valia.
I guess I'll just bite him again.
Oh, you're gonna wreck
He's
him.
very close to death. That hits just.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, and again you take just. And do you wanna anything special you wanna do?
I'll just do the same thing I did to the last one.
Okay. So Callisto, you kind of have to. You need to launch yourself off the back of the Allosaurus because his body is crumpling to the ground, having had a big bite taken out of his side.
So what does he need to make?
And I'll step back and look around, make sure everything's good.
Okay. Yeah, just like Ulfgar, you hear a lot of movement coming from the area over here, and you see actually it's turn now. So you see another Allosaurus. Wait, can you make it there?
I got it. They're all like feeding frenzy.
And I just yell, incoming!
Yep. And he runs up. Ooh, my mouse is crazy 10 banana pants. He runs up to Artis and is gonna try and bite Artis. And
Is
I think
this
that
one
succeeds.
dead?
What's that?
Is this one
Yes, sorry.
dead?
This one is dead.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I
I
forgot
was-
to do
I was worried that it was actually 2 just showed up.
yes, so that succeeds and Artis takes a fair chunk of damage.
Yes, he does.
What's going on with my mouse suddenly?
It's the battery dying.
Artis yells out in pain as this Allosaurus just charges up to him and bites him. And actually, hang on one sec, because I have
Excuse
the
me.
pounce thing. Okay, he needs to make a DC, his strength saving throw.
Oh boy.
Okay, he makes it. And this Allosaurus kind of rams into him, and you see like Artis almost is like, well, you see him like kind of brace against the attack of the Allosaurus as he kind of just pounces on him. Okay. Sorry, so I'm just moving. Okay. But luckily it is his turn, so he can try and take a little vengeance. So he attacks it with his dagger. And that's
With
a
his
hit.
dagger?
And he does 9 points of damage with his dagger. Thank you very much.
It's called Bookmark.
It's called Pokemon. What's the name?
That's a good dagger.
So he plunges it deep into the Allosaurus's neck, you know, as the Allosaurus is biting on him, just stabs him in the neck. Alright. Callisto.
Alright, I'm gonna move around to the other one, and I'm going to do a multi-attack again.
Get him. +3.
Okay.
Do either hit?
Nope. Oh wait, no, yes they do. Sorry, they both hit. I was looking at the actual rolls. Sorry.
So is it still 4D?
No, for the bite, or for the first one, it's 1d6 +2. And the second one is 2d4 +2.
Did it again.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. So he takes 8 from the bite. The claw. Okay.
The claw. And if you want,
Unexpected there.
you could use inspiration if you want to increase your damage.
Sure, why not? What's the roll for that?
Extra 1d6.
You're stuck with me for a bit.
Nice.
Okay,
So I mean, my
so it takes
inspiration's
5 now.
gone now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, seem a bit surprised by a bear behind him.
Secret
Right,
bear.
Tobias. Tobias and Eric.
Tobias and Arak. So since I'm mounted, I will move with Arak. If that is allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we
then-
left you behind. No.
And I'm going to slash with my sword again.
Okay. Fortunately, that misses. The AC is 13, just in case you guys hadn't noticed by now. And
Okay,
Arak
and then
is something.
and Arak will be attacking bite following with a claw.
Okay, doke.
Bite. Yeah, that hits. Yeah, that hits. 6 piercing and a claw.
7 slashing from the floor. Got it.
13 points of damage.
Okay, cool. So that Allosaurus is dead. Where he goes, Dragon bait.
Gotta step up.
He's looking at this thing and it's like, I can't really stand on the dead guy, you know, so can we make it like we try to.
Well, Tobias isn't actually where he's at.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's just
He could just
Wanted
stand
to
on
move him.
Tobias.
He's gonna do that. Dragon mate is gonna try and finish this thing. He hits him
That's good.
and does 9 points of damage. Not quite.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think that's supposed to be Valia's job, is to finish these guys.
Right, Wolfgar. You're next, though. You're currently hiding behind the.
Yeah, I'll take a
No,
shot
Allosaurus?
with my short bow and see if I can hit him.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
And
Wow, the
then
rolls.
I will give inspiration to Valia to ensure she can get that killing blow.
Alright, Valia, finish this thing. It's mostly dead,
Here we go.
bleeding out of multiple.
Got the horn.
My roll 20 has freaked out and it is currently frozen. Hold on.
Oh no. This thing is like dying the death of 1,000 bites and claws and stabs. And surrounded by people and taking lots of damage from little, lots of like smaller amounts of damage instead of one big one.
Oops. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Sorry, I'm being attacked by raptors right now.
Oh, that hits?
Ice. Come on.
Yep, and that finishes him. Are you biting him again?
Yeah, I'm just ripping their stomachs out. Ah.
Rip,
Yeah,
rip,
you
rip.
get a taste for these these Allosauruses. It's kind of, yeah, you could imagine some Allosaurus steaks. All right. And yeah, the battle music drops down, and, and you get the feeling that that's the end of the encounter.
Da, 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 da.
Exactly.
No.
Anything you guys need to do to recover from said encounter? Callisto, you gonna hang out as a bear for a while, or?
No, I'll turn back to myself.
I'm just gonna like walk over the edge of the woods and like go, with my water, I'm just like cleaning myself off, rinsing my mouth out.
I say we take some food and be on our way. This is just going to attract more attention.
Artist agrees. Okay. All right. So, the rest of the day actually continues kind of without any particular difficulty. No further encounters or anything like that. So, gonna move you guys back to the map. Clean up these dead Allosauruses. And there we go. Okay. Need to close the. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see. Anything else of note for anything else? If you guys are doing anything kind of while you're traveling, then please let me know. But
Yeah, I'm mending Artis's boot and Dragonbait's cloak.
while you're traveling, you remember?
Well, when we make camp.
Okay.
Do you have leather working?
No, I have a mending spell.
Oh, fun for you.
So, and you guys were heading back towards Mbala, right? So, you guys move back along the path, and make camp for the evening, and the night passes without any disturbance. And then actually the following day, there is no rain, and it seems to be a good omen because once again, you're able to travel without interruption, so you make pretty good progress, and make camp again. And then during the night, the rain starts picking up again. So the following day, you wake up to kind of a steady rain, steady boring rain. You're so sick of this rain at this point. But there is a little encounter that's going to happen here. Once I know which one.
At some point while we're walking, Ulfgar talks to Callisto and says, "If it makes you feel any better, I think those were pirate Allosaurus."
Well, they were missing their little hats, so.
I'll work on that. Actually, let's
All right.
go back.
So hang on one sec, I just need to read a thing.
Upon getting back to Mambala, you find out that the green hag was not in fact dead. and her entire clan thirsts for your flesh.
So as you start making your way kind of through the jungle, through the following morning, you've been traveling for a couple of hours, and are you in kind of the same order as before?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let's see who notices this. So we'll do again odds for Valia, evens for Ulfgar.
Uh-oh.
So Ulfgar, you step, and what you thought was just a puddle actually had a solid surface to it. But when you step on it, it breaks, and it's almost like glass.
I investigate.
Okay.
It's like
you
a
make
dome
like
to an underground city.
Can you make a knowledge nature check for me?
I can make a nature check.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's just nature. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm doing that thing that I do where I slip back into version 3.5.
Ow. Oh.
Yeah, you're not sure like what the heck this thing is. Doesn't seem like it belongs in the jungle, but
I'll call the attention to other people to find out why there's possibly glass puddles. Kind of draws some concern, and the fact that I have absolutely no idea why it's here.
anybody else want to check this out?
Yeah, I guess I'll look at it, but
A glassy substance. Can you? Oh, nature. No. Yeah, you're not sure what the heck this is from either.
Nature. Well,
I encourage artists as well, and Dragonbait, since they're better traveled in these jungles. And our primary nature person, too. Yeah. All the nature rolls. You're muted. You're still muted, Kashka.
Damn it all!
I haven't heard a thing you said. Sorry.
It looks like it's a pathway almost, like a trail or a pathway of glass.
Okay.
If it wasn't solid, oh, hang on, let me see.
So, like, somebody just placed a bunch of panes of glass in the trail?
No, it looks like it's all kind of in one what's the word I'm looking for? That it belongs together, like it's all one thing.
Okay, I don't understand still. Is it
So
underground?
What was that?
Is it underground?
No, it's kind of like now you're looking at it, right? Before, like when you stepped on it, you thought it was just a puddle, and so what caught your attention was that your foot just kind of went straight through it, right? But now you're looking at it, you can see it on top of the solid ground as well. And like when there's been like a rock or something like that, this is past, like the rock now has like a solid kind of clear encasing on it. So like so you can pick this stuff up actually, and like if you pick it up where it was over a rock, now it's kind of like got this little bump in it, right, where it was laid down on top of the rock.
So it's like a glass coating on things?
It's like somebody's come along with like you know the thing that they use to paint the lines on roads.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's come along with a giant one of those that's painting like molten glass, and now it's like solidified.
What the what? Okay.
This can't be good.
And it's going
Should
along.
we follow it?
It's going the same way we are, right?
I think so.
I would say so.
I guess so. We should
Okay, I
probably.
guess let's slowly follow this thing.
We should be prepared for a molten glass monster, though.
Or a very hard one.
Hmm.
Are you guys are you leaving the glassy kind of trail where it is?
I don't plan on putting it in my pocket.
Okay. Just check.
I don't intend on walking on it now that I know that it's there, but I'll walk next to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm definitely not walking on that.
Okay. So you're following the trail and you see up ahead of you what looks like a giant snail. It has this incredibly beautiful shell.
Right. That's quite the thing to see there.
So can you make a perception check, and then based on how good you do, I'll share some more. That's kind of what you see at first glance. If you get some good perception, everybody's like, perception, we own at this.
We all put our binoculars up.
Apparently. So here, let me just share this with you then.
A flail snail. Whoa.
So this is what you see.
Right.
I just look at everybody. I'm like, I don't think we should bother that.
Yeah, let's give it a wide berth. I'm assuming we're moving faster than it is.
I agree. I agree with that.
Definitely. And you can see actually what's causing this trail of glass is that, as the snail is moving along, that usual slimy kind of trail that snails leave is solidifying into this glass-like substance.
We could leave it by, or we could use our nature person to speak with it.
I think it's better to just leave it alone.
Yeah, I don't think I want to. I don't know. I don't want to talk to that thing. Look at it.
Artist says, "They're shells. Oh, they're worth so much money."
But look at
why
its
would
head.
that be, I wonder? Perhaps because they're difficult to survive an encounter with one?
He says, "I don't know." He says, "I think it's just very rare to encounter one." And actually, at this point, you see the snail kind of turns and looks. I mean, I know it doesn't have any eyes, but it turns and looks at you. Right. So it's definitely kind of aware of your presence. You can tell at this point, but it doesn't seem to be particularly hostile towards you.
How big is this shell look?
So the snail itself is of a large size category.
Alright, so it's the size of a horse. Okay.
So
I still think we should leave it well enough alone. It's not doing us any harm. And if it's already rare, we don't need to make it rarer.
There's but thousands of gold pieces, Artist says.
Have you fought one of these before, artist?
He says, if I had, he says, I wouldn't be traipsing around the jungle. I'd have a sedan chair with people carrying me around the jungle instead.
Well, rumor has it we'll get paid at least that amount just for getting ourselves this construct that we're on the trail of. So let's leave this thing alone.
He says, but we could do both. Thousands of gold.
How do you propose we carry that thing if we do end up killing it?
He says, between us we could manage it.
I think greed's blinded you, my friend.
The shell does have like a bit of a shimmer to it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's like the whole thing is kind of made of like mother of pearl,
I was looking at it. I'm like, it is tempting.
Aye, it is, and it's very beautiful. But we're also part of the Emerald Enclave, my harper friend, who helps to maintain a balance between the city and the wild. And sometimes, if things aren't going to kill you and they live in the wild, it's best to leave them there.
It's rare. You can't kill it. If you try, Artemis, I will stop you.
He lets out a big
It's,
sigh.
This slime does seem to be not very safe. I just kind of like
A glass.
tap the glass with one of my spears.
Oh, I could think of it that way. It'd save ourselves from having to carry a glass encased Artemis. Artist around with us.
Is it like
I agree.
Han Solo style? And
Well, I'd imagine.
I don't even have to do anything. I just push him underneath the snail.
Well, at this point, you know where one is, and I'm sure that they're not very hard to track down at this point, considering they leave a glassy trail. But let's give it a wide berth.
Actually, does this glassy trail is worth something, Artus?
Oh, there you go.
he says, I think so. He says, he says people use it like glass. He says, you can craft it. He says by heating it back up, and then you can spin it like glass.
Maybe we
You
can
can take some of
befriend it.
that.
Maybe we could befriend it then.
I don't think
You're
that
like
thing wants
carting
to
it
be-
around.
No, I don't want another pet walking around and slowing us down. No.
I'll go over and break a piece of the glass, pick it up, and toss it over to Artist. Here, there's your souvenir.
There's plenty more of it.
You could use
can
that
have-
with a tracking spell to find it later if you so desire, but for now we leave it be.
He says, fine. He just kind of, and Dragonbait kind of elbows him, and he just, starts moving away from the snail, just kind of fondly looking over his shoulder, like.
Just let's go.
I mean, if he wants to attack it, he's more than welcome to. But I don't think it'll taste good either.
If you say that out loud, I'll just look at you, thoroughly repulsed by the idea of putting a snail in his mouth.
You know how much butter you would need for that?
No. No, just no.
Alright.
I couldn't press to digitation that to taste better. Sorry, it's just.
Okay, so you guys give this flail snail a wide berth and continue on?
Yes.
Is that the general consensus?
What was Dragonbait's smell about the situation?
He was smelling
If you say violets.
no, brimstone.
Brimstone?
Brimstone.
What? I don't have that one either.
Brimstone equals greed?
That's what I'm wondering.
It says greedy smell.
No, Dragonbait actually doesn't seem. He's kind of I think between the two of them, Dragonbait could relate to being a rare creature, so wouldn't be particularly interested in taking this.
And we got other things that we need to do. So take your glass or whatever you want to take from it, but we just need to get going.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to take a piece of glass from the trail.
Okay. Cool. And as you're kind of walking away from the snail, the rain begins to pick up and is generally heavier. But
Did any of y'all have salt on you, by the way? I'm just kidding.
can you imagine the barrel full of salt you'd be like to deal with a snail that big? Okay, so continuing on. Arctus will remember this. So continue on. and the rest of the day passes without any further incident. You see a few smaller Vegisauruses along the way.
Yay!
But but nothing particularly hostile for the rest of the day. Lots of monkeys in the trees, birds flying overhead, but no terrafolk, no psychic monkeys, none of those crazy things.
Any psychotic monkeys?
Psychotic monkeys. No flyers now. Oh, I was looking forward to that. Okay, so we're still in this area. Okay, so let's see. So you actually the next day passes as well with no incident, and you get back to kind of the base of Mbala. So at this point, you can kind of choose. Is your plan to kind of go north at this point, or
Choose and perish.
Yeah,
So-
kind of like northeast, like around this way.
okay?
Yeah, like
So you make
That
camp
way.
at the base of the big plateau that used to be Nanny Poo Poo's home before she was thoroughly destroyed by a party of
Before she was evicted.
unforgiving adventurers.
before she was de-poo-pooed.
So then the following morning you continue on, taking a slightly northerly turn, and here. Let's see. Oh, I need aha, okay. Ooh.
I don't like the
Okay,
sound
oh,
of that.
these guys. What's that?
So I don't like the sound of that.
That's fine.
Yeah, definitely don't like the sound of that.
Let me go over to. We're gonna have a small encounter, so let me go get rid of the flail snail token.
Sorry.
And let me grab a couple of other tokens.
I know it's rare that we pass up a chance to beat up poor creatures.
Yes. I mean, like, almost any other adventuring group that I played in probably would have just, like, been all over that thing. And probably would have regretted it as well, but...
Alright, let me just prep this area quickly.
Oh.
Don't think I wasn't tempted. I really was.
Gee, let's use the other one. I'm getting sick of looking at this.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not, because this one has a bunch of drawing on it. Never mind. The other one has-
We can delete the drawing, it's fine.
I know, but this one is already clear, so...
What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. Get down. Oh. Toasty pug. Nope. Out.
One moment. Almost there. Okay. Alright, let me get rid of that. And then take you guys back over to the battle mat.
Ba, ba, ba.
You'll see what you are encountering.
What? Wait, what? What are those?
Those are Velociraptors. So you're trundling through the jungle as you do most mornings these days, and you
Velociraptors?
are set upon by a pack of Velociraptors. So quite quickly out from the undergrowth. Actually, let me check there.
I do have to say, they look rather small.
You say that now, but you know, um,
Well, I just meant the icons. I understand. Velociraptors are not to be messed with.
okay. What's you guys' passive wisdom?
You mean passive perception?
Oh,
Passive wisdom
yeah, sorry.
perception? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mine is
I have 14.
16,
Uh,
which is underneath.
Tobias has 12, and Ara got 10.
16.
Never mind. You rolled a natural 20. Sorry, guys. So, how you're encountering these guys is, let me let you move. So you're kind of coming down the path because they're going to get a bit of a surprise round on you because they rolled really good on their stealth check.
Oh crap.
So there. Do you want to position yourselves as your? Is this your correct marching order? Or?
Oops, sorry. I just drew on the.
Unacceptable.
I was assuming if I'm walking down the trail, I'm walking down the trail. That I was probably next to her.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Okay, so Dragonbait and Arctos are kind of keeping an eye on your backs.
Yeah,
You guys-
as they do.
Okay, so these Velociraptor then they spring forth from the jungle
Clever
and attack
girls.
you. So they're going to kind of they do get the surprise round, unfortunately. But let's bring up the turn order before I get too far ahead of myself. And the Velociraptor, because there are quite a few of them, I'm gonna kind of have them act as one. Because yeah, that would be a pain in the neck.
Initiative roll sucked today. I did 8 last time.
Hooray! I did better.
Oh, Artis is doing the opposite. He's getting better.
What the heck?
Initiative. Oh. Do better, please. I have a strategy. Yes. I have a strategy.
Okay, so everybody's rolled, right? Okay.
Yep.
No, I can... All right. So they do get the surprise round on you, though, so they are going to get to go first before you guys do. So they basically just kind of swarm in.
Don't touch Flippy.
Not the chicken. Oh crap.
Okay. So let's quickly make them. They're going to bite. So let's start with this one on Artis. That hits. Artis takes 8.
Oh boy.
That thing
We're
is
in
in
for
the way.
some major hurt now. It's like an Allosaurus broken up into a whole lot of little Allosauruses times 2 or 3.
A whole lot of little sauruses. Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
pretty much.
That one misses. This one is going to try and bite Flippy.
Oh, with
He
an 8?
misses.
Maybe he missed?
Yeah, he missed.
Stacy is 11.
Then this one's going to try and bite you, Valia.
He
Also
missed.
misses. See, these guys are not that great.
No, I think we're just getting really lucky. Like, stupidly lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 more trying to bite you, Valia. That one looks like it hits, though.
He hits.
Actually, this one, I don't know if that one would bite you or Ulfgar. Let's do odds and evens. So odds, it's Valia, evens, it's Ulfgar. Sorry, Ulfgar.
It's
Every
always Ulfgar. It's always Ulfgar.
We're always Ulfgar.
I think you're just like, oh, I just type in 2. It's even.
So that one.
My
Does that
AC is
hit
16.
that one misses. Okay, but the one in front of you. That one hits.
Damn it.
Yeah. 6 points. All right.
And then this one in front of Callisto is going to bite at Callisto. So I think that probably hits. All right, so surprise round over.
All right.
And Callisto, Velociraptor just jumped out of the shrubbery in front of you and bit you.
Yeah. I'm going to try to hit it with my scimitar.
Okay. That hits. Okay.
Nice. Is it dead?
Nope.
Why not?
It's taken and that he looks like that bitten, like sliced into it really good. And these guys are kind of lightweight, so they're not they're quite small. So they're not don't have a lot, of health to them. Okay, so that's that one. Anything else you would like to do, Callisto?
No.
Okay. Then Artis is gonna go. He shouts out, "Be careful! They're dangerous when they're all together like this." He's going to try and attack the one that's kind of to his side there. He's going to stab at it with his dagger.
Dagger
That hits.
stab.
And does 7 points.
At least they're not stacked on top of each other.
Okay. So that's Artis, Ulfgar. You've got 3 Velociraptors around you. One of them seems to be focused on Callisto, but the other 2 are kind of licking their lips, looking at you like you're a tasty snack.
Yeah, well, I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunity and move back 1.
Ooh. They will all take it.
No, just from the 1. I'm still next to the other 2.
Okay, fine. That one will take it. He's going to try and bite you.
Well, I'm taking a deep breath while he is.
I said he's going to... Oh, there it goes. That looks like it misses, though.
It does miss.
Okay.
Then he does his hand gestures and says, "Foos, roll!" And he releases a 2nd level Thunder Wave on these 3. Let's see if I can draw that shape.
Yeah, I get the picture. Like
Yeah.
the... Yeah, okay. Alright, so their con is not that great, so let's see how they do. This is the one in front of Callisto, fails.
DC of 14.
The one next to it fails. Okay, so they all fail.
All right, so they take 3d8. There we go. Oh, wow. Bam. Almost max
Oh.
damage.
Okay. So these 3 are dead. The little bodies go flying back 10 feet. Ugh.
And,
Mashing against trees, just bones breaking.
As they expire.
and to top it off, I'm going to give inspiration to Flippy.
Oh.
I'm giving inspiration to Flippy because my inspiration can be used defensively as well as offensively. He can use it for his AC.
Okay.
You care about this little barely.
Of course, a big old softy, basically.
That much is true.
Alright, Eric.
Erox is going to jump into this spot, not that way.
Nice.
Okay. Just leaps over.
Leaps over, he was opening his jaw and his kind of bulges up as yellowish flame just builds up.
Nice.
Oh,
And he's using his brave weapon.
Nice.
okay.
He's brave on those 3 in this line.
So,
It was hang on. Just let me check. And not this.
Yay,
this.
new abilities.
Yay, new abilities. For you,
Oof.
it will be 4d6, and they have to do con save.
I'm so glad that says cone or line. Whew.
It's a dex save, but it adds in your Eidolon's con modifier plus
okay,
the Eidolon's
that's
proficiency
easy.
bonus, which would
Okay,
be
got it. All right,
So I have to roll 4d6.
yeah.
so hang on one sec. The DC is equal to 8 plus the con modifier plus the proficiency bonus.
So I
Okay,
don't
let me look.
know Eric's con.
Hang on one sec. Let me look at
All right.
Eric.
I think proficiency is +3.
Plus 2. For Arak.
Con is 1. Oh, I don't need that anymore. So that's 8 plus 3 plus. So 8 plus 4. So DC is 12.
Yep.
Okay, so these guys need to make. Alright, how dexterous are you, little dudes?
I,
My dudes. So let's see. So the one in front. So do you have to, when you're making, please remind me, somebody,
Yeah.
do you have to meet or exceed DCs?
you have to exceed. Well, in this case, that 12, he makes it.
Okay.
But so he takes half damage.
Why
So-
does he make it if you have to exceed it?
No, I misspoke, and that's why I said In
Ah,
that
okay.
case, the 12, like in this, it depends on which direction you're looking at it from when you say meets or exceeds. So, sorry,
Okay.
I'm being
So-
backwards.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's going
so-
to be using the in line, so
Yeah.
Yep.
so it won't hit Flippy or Valia.
So the first one makes his dex save. The second one fails his dex save, and then the furthest one completely fails his dex save. He's kind of stumbling over himself. So
4d6.
I think the one in front sees Erok kind of like building up to do this and has a small idea of what he's going to do and just manages to kind of dodge out the way. But I know that he still takes damage, right? So
Yeah.
so go ahead and do the damage roll.
Okay, my level is 4, so it will be 4d6 plus Constitution modifier. Arak. Do we not? Resource. No,
Wait,
it will be
just
46
46.
only.
Yeah.
46.
16. All right.
Nice.
And it's acid damage
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho.
because I choose acid.
So this guy takes half damage, but still, you see, like, even at half damage, the acid splashes onto him enough that it damages him severely. Like he's lost kind of use of like his arms, his little claw hands, and one of his legs. He's like he's kind of barely standing, basically. And the other two, having failed, just actually turn into puddles of goo on the forest floor.
Upon seeing this, Ulfgar exclaims, "By the beard! He can spew forth acid!"
So you see, it's like Indiana Jones and when he opens the ark and that's pretty much the Velociraptor. So off guy, you get this nice picture of Velociraptor skin kind of melting from their skeletons, and as those two that are a bit further away expire, they did not see that coming and totally did not move out the way.
Oof.
All right, Dragonbait is going to swipe at this one in front of. Sorry, was there anything else Eric wanted? He's moved and he's done his breath weapon, so it's probably his whole turn, actually.
Yeah, that will be his move.
So Dragon Bait is going to swing at the one in front of any hits. Good
Yeah,
lord,
he
is there
does.
anything this guy can't hit? So he does 8 damage. Okay. Again, a grievous wound to that one. Okay, then the Velociraptors. I think they're kind of going to shit their pants at this point.
They're like, surprise! Oh, crap!
Right. They had no idea you guys were. They used to like this squishy adventurers, and you guys are not quite so squishy anymore. So I think their primal kind of survival instinct is going to take over, especially because the 3 that are left are also severely wounded. So they are going to try and run away. So, yeah. Then Tobias, you get an attack of opportunity on this one as he tries to run away from you.
Of course, I use my trusty short sword.
Okay,
It hits.
that hits. Yeah, you're pretty much. Yeah.
Slash.
Okay, he doesn't make it.
Does Flippy get an attack of opportunity?
Flippy gets an attack of opportunity.
Go, Flippy, go.
I'm trying to remember what we said for Flippy because I'm a terrible person and I still haven't done a character sheet for Flippy.
I don't have stats for an axe beak, sorry. There you go.
Man.
20. Flippy is hungry for acid-covered
Flippy hit.
velociraptors. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Flippy finishes him.
Slashed into...
I just clap. There you go, Flippy.
So you look over and he's got like this kind of bloodied beak and he's just looking at you like, yes! That was he's like so happy with himself and so happy that you're proud of him. And
He's tapping, he's tap dancing back and forth.
he's doing the tippy taps. Like and then Eric, do you want to take an attack of opportunity on this one here as this one tries to run away?
Doesn't Artus have...
Step on it.
Well, they
does.
both probably will, but she's just giving it to him first.
And they both will, but I usually let, PCs go first.
Okay. Hang on. Arok's shield was just disappeared. Okay. I'm going to bite him.
Nice.
That hits.
That hits.
Oh.
Oh, come on.
He's biting him multiple times.
Or goddammit.
He's really biting him a lot.
I think if you just click on bite in the chat, it'll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this first one? Okay.
See,
here's-
this
Yeah.
is what happens when you roll really
Ah,
poorly for
I
his
haven't-
bite so many times in the past. You forget how it even works.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you guys finished this Velociraptor pack quite quickly. You look around you and there's just and these aren't the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. These guys are obviously much smaller, but the ground of the jungle is just kind of littered with these Velociraptor corpses.
They're more like compies or something.
Yeah, well, maybe not quite compies, but a bit bigger than that, but still quite small. So yeah, Artus just kind of wipes his dagger off and goes, "Well, that was fun." And,
How big are these things? Like dog size or something?
yeah,
Well, we've got some more food. A lot easier to carry as well. Ulfgar reaches over and picks one up.
okay.
I just tell Flippy, I was like, that's yours, you can have it.
Flippy picks it up in his beak and goes, "Arrgh." Takes it.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, wow, indeed.
That went extremely well.
Yeah.
Especially considering that almost all of them missed us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we took a couple hits, but
Alright, let's move back to the map and
you're like,
keep on going.
I have more death to prepare for you folks.
Okay, so off you go north into unexplored territories. Actually, before you go, let me just delete this.
I actually can't remove the turn order thing for some reason.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Just-
thank you.
No problem. Sorry. Wait, when I move it around, do you guys see it moving around?
It's gone for me now. So
Oh, I
Okay.
can move it around on my screen.
Okay, all right. So it's just whether it's there or not. Okay, got it. Because I've been like dragging it all over the place, and I was just like, oh, that would be really annoying if
it's a ghost on the screen.
Okay. So so you head out into the jungle, and let's see. So you're making pretty good progress through the morning, but into the afternoon the rain gets really heavy, and it's kind of like tropical storm strength again. Where you have to kind of take shelter. So don't make quite as much progress that day. But let's see if we can kind of like truck through some of this a little bit. But at this point, what we need to do actually is make we need to kind of nominate somebody to make basically navigation roles to see if you are able to kind of find your way. Okay. Having Artis and Dragonbait there, they kind of know bits a little bit. So they'll give you advantage, whoever it is. But what I'd suggest is that you kind of nominate somebody amongst you to be like the navigator of the group. And that person makes the roll to see if you know where you're going.
I think
So,
that's Flippy.
So the roll is going to be a survival roll.
I'm at 6.
I'm at 3. How about you,
I'm at
Lissa?
2.
Oh no.
I'm at 2.
Then I would propose that Callisto is leading us on the best path, but Alyssa is like providing part of the bonus and kind of like taking things down on the map.
Okay. Yeah, and an artist and Dragonbait will give you advantage on the rolls as well. So when you make the check, it'll be the higher of the two rolls. So Callisto, can you make the survival roll for the day? And let me compare it to the DC. Okay.
No pressure, Callisto. Just everything is on you. If you roll bad, we all die. So keep it up. Keep it up. Hi.
Okay.
You can't come up.
All right. Which layer am I on? Okay. So let me think about how this is going to work.
It's a 13.
Because what was that?
Well, either way, I think it's a 13.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of those days where it's an incredibly boring rainy day. There aren't any particular activities going on, or any disturbances, I should say. So you guys are able to move on to the next hex without any disturbance.
Yay!
Okay, and as far as food goes, are you guys hunting, or
Oh, we've got Velociraptors.
you've got Velociraptors? Yeah. Yeah, I mean those will last for a day, right? Until you It'll start to get a bit questionable in the heat of the jungle there. Heat and rain in the jungle.
I can go hunting to get us more food.
Okay.
Which one is
You always
that?
just eat mayonnaise, right?
That's more of a dressing for the
Mayonnaise
food she
from
brings back.
Oh, I can't believe you suggested I eat mayonnaise.
Sorry.
Oh, so what's the check for the hunting?
But a survival check as well, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're able to provide plenty of food for the group. Okay, let me check. Get rid of that Velociraptor thing. That can go away now. So that's 10. Go scroll all the way back up. 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
why?
Oh, that's not good.
Callisto found you guys ice cream. Hooray!
Ooh. It's an ice cream truck. You hear the music, like off in the distance.
I
Like,
just
"Wait,
start
this is
running."
the jungle. How could there be an ice cream truck out here?
Doped.
Don't even
This
question
makes no
it.
sense whatsoever.
No questioning, just go.
Where is this thingy? I need this thingy.
I don't care if they all float down there.
Oh, come on. I had it earlier and now. Why can I not find it?
Because
Maybe
there's a
now.
massive amount of material for this entire thing.
There it is. I found it.
See?
Okay. So I need to do a little roll here. I'm
Uh-oh.
just going to keep to myself.
Uh-oh. Apparently it was an entertaining role.
Okay. So, and you guys are still in the same marching order?
Yeah. Don't see why
Or
not.
do you feel like taking a
Sure.
break?
Wait, no, I should be ahead, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'll be behind the two of them instead.
Okay. Gotcha. So Valiant and Callisto up front.
Yeah.
So actually, can you all make a perception check for me? Let's do it this way as well.
In a moment, too.
Everyone?
Perception. Boop.
Okay, not bad.
I'm too busy complaining about the rain and stuff. Again, rain.
I thought you liked water.
So maybe this makes sense because Callisto, you're kind of in the front. But you spy off to in amongst the kind of lush, ferny kind of overgrowth of the jungle floor. You spy like what looks like a crate sticking up. Just a corner you see out from in between the leaves. You see the corner of what looks like a crate.
Hey guys. Do you think that's loot? Should we go check it out? I like me some loot. Especially if it's wine.
Yeah, be careful because that might be a coffin.
Well, I don't
I'll
tend
go
to
check it
bring
out.
I don't tend to bring my loot with me, but I do happen to have a nice flute if you care to hear it. Oh, loot! Right. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just kind of hanging back. I'm like, I don't know, just random loot in the jungle. I don't know about that.
You'd rather it
If
be in
you're
a
gonna go
crocodile
ahead,
temple.
if you're gonna go check it out, I'll wait here.
Yeah, I also
Anyone
wait
come-
here. This jungle is so deceiving. I smell mimics.
All right, so I'll go with Callisto to go check out the loot.
Okay.
The loot.
The loot.
Yes.
So yeah, you guys kind of push the leaves aside. You can see, yeah, that it's like a wooden crate. It's
A
it's
loot
kind of
crate.
like it's kind of got a bunch of like leaf, kind of like leaf litter and dirt and stuff is kind of built up against one of the sides of it. It's definitely been there for a while. It's got moss all over it as well.
Does it have a side that opens, or?
No, it looks kind of like it's nailed shut or something.
All
It
right.
doesn't have like a hinge or like a clasp or anything.
Let me check to see if there's anything magical about this, and then I'll cast detect magic.
Okay. Nope.
Seems safe enough. Do you happen to have anything to pry it open with?
I do. It's called claws. So I'm turned into a bear. Open it up.
I take 2 steps back. By his beard.
This. Hang on one sec. Let me just check out a black bear's strength. I'm pretty sure that it won't be a problem. Black bear.
I yell at them. I saw this
15.
play once where people went into a woods and they found a crate and they opened it and some monster popped out and ate all of them.
Right, that was me. No,
My strength is 15 plus 2.
that was her.
Mhm.
That was her.
So I'm trying to think like a bear opening a crate. Maybe make like the strength is not a problem at all, but maybe make like a dexterity roll to try and like do this without damaging the contents.
So that'd just be a d20. Oh no, that's a save.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, just
Oops. It's that half druid getting you again.
Oh, oops.
Well,
okay.
That's not good.
So you're pulling it apart with your claws, and Ulfgar, you stand back, and a chunk of like, it's like pallet wood. It's not
Yeah.
particularly like sturdy, but a chunk of pallet wood like flies past you, and you see inside there's a bunch of stuff. But some of it is not inside anymore. Some of it is now, in fact.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up there! You've got it open. That'll do.
I'll stop. As long as there's a hole in it, we don't need to.
Okay. So the stuff that's outside of the crate now looks like it looks like it's it looks like it's wrapped, whatever it is.
Oh, see, I didn't damage anything.
Looks like it's wrapped in like paper almost,
All right, I'll pick it up and I'll. Is it like wrapped like a birthday present or something?
No, it's wrapped like like when you buy like fish at a fishmonger. That's how it's wrapped.
I'll set it down. I'll use Mage Hand to carefully unwrap it.
You just cut out there for me.
Yeah. What was that?
I said I will set it down and carefully unwrap it using Mage Hand.
Okay. Inside you see what looks like a day's supply of preserved rations. The paper is kind of like that it's wrapped in is kind of like falling apart a bit. So yeah, the humidity of the jungle is getting to it, but
We've got a little bit of food here for Flippy.
If he doesn't die, that means it's safe for us, right?
Well,
and you see like
a lot of dwarven mines used to have birds as their testing.
rude.
But we're not
But-
mining here, so.
You see like half a dozen of these little paper packets kind of that have gone flying as
No. So this seems like a ration crate. Callisto, can you cast spells while you're in that shape?
I don't know. I don't think so.
you hear roar, roar.
Yeah.
I kind of like.
Yeah. Because I was thinking we could potentially. Sorry, I've got a dog tickling my kneecap. If I'm not mistaken, you've got an ability to purify foods. We could potentially take these with us and use them as food.
Yep. Okay, I'll turn back into myself.
You were yourself before. Now you've turned into something else.
So you what you
I'll
doing?
go. I purified whatever was like in the area
Nice.
within 5 feet.
Okay.
We can gather it
Yeah.
all together.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then we've got a lot of food. Here, everybody. Dinner's on.
Great.
The loot.
Yeah, it was all that.
Start just
What is it?
passing out a bunch. It's rations. It's been purified by Callisto's magics.
It doesn't smell appetizing.
I
It
cast
smells-
prestidigitation on the piece that's in front of him. No, that would
I've heard that.
that would flavor it to taste better, but
It smells incredibly boring as far as food goes. It smells.
it's just a ration. It's nothing amazing. It's not lamnas bread or anything.
So are you leaving the crate where it's at, or are you investigating the crate any further?
Well, yeah, I'll investigate the crate if there's more food or other stuff in there.
Okay. Yeah, as you look into the crate, a giant. No, I'm just kidding. There's so between what was scattered kind of on the forest, the jungle floor, and what's still inside the crate, you've got about 20 preserved rations there.
Nice.
But you also find a good supply of the insect repellent salve stuff that you had before.
Ah.
So there's a big kind of leather pouch of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then you also find a little kind of wooden box. It's lidless, but it's just kind of got all these little vials packed into it. And there are 7 vials kind of packed into this little lidless wooden box.
Would they perhaps resemble some kind of drinkable potion?
They would resemble something drinkable, yes.
Well, we seem to have a small box of potions, but I cast detect magic, so none of these are magical. So I don't know what these are. Is there any words or anything on the sides of them, or?
Actually, I kind of wonder if this would have been magical. Actually, I'm not sure. You can tell me if this would need to be magical. I don't think it would because, yes. I don't think it would need to be. But on the outside of the box, it says antitoxin.
Oh. Okay. We've got a box of antitoxin. Artis? Is there anything that is particularly toxic around that we should be aware of?
He says asps. Very dangerous. He says, but people usually use that when they've been bitten by something that's poisonous, you know?
Right. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have some of this on hand. I'll, excuse me, pass that out to everybody as well.
Okay.
And then I'll take the salve to replace the salve that I gave to the poor people at Camp Righteous, and then I just divide the rations amongst everybody.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, and you're leaving the rest of the crate. I mean, and it's empty at this point. But you're leaving like the actual crate itself there.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So yeah. And then continuing on your way, I take it.
Mm-hmm.
One
might
would
as well.
assume.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So then, the rest of the day, let's have a look. What happens? In the afternoon, actually, the rain kind of clears up.
Yay.
And, you're like, finally, because it seems like it's rained for, 1, 2, 3, like 4 days straight. Pretty much since you left Oralunga, it's been raining non-stop. So you're quite happy for a break. All right, so Callisto, would you make the survival roll for me to see if you guys know where you're going?
Bum bum bum. Oh wait, it's
Apparently
at
not.
advantage. It's at advantage.
Oh yeah.
You have advantage. So yeah. So yeah, we can not that. Hang on 1 sec. I need to scoot this down a little bit so I can go. Like that. And then that can scoot back up. Okay.
Did you just move the name Camp Vengeance?
I did.
But
Why
I
is it-
see underneath it says Camp Vengeance.
I see that. That's quite annoying. All right. Anyway, so on you go. And this is actually an encounterless day. It does start raining again.
No loot.
No, look. Sorry. So then, are you gonna eat those rations, or are you gonna hunt, or?
We can go ahead and eat the rations. Or I wasn't gonna hunt.
I'd suggest we continue hunting until we
Okay.
need to eat the rations.
Then I will hunt.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you find. You're able to bring back some food with you. Not quite enough for everybody to have like a hearty meal, but you guys ate quite well the evening before, so.
Would there be like a small lizard around or something?
Yep.
Like just scurrying around the tree?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna take a piece of the ration and out of the ration pack and just kind of toss it over to the lizard, like try to feed it.
Okay.
You can see if it's gonna explode or something.
Feeding Flippy, his dried fish and stuff, and I look at that lizard and just kind of toss a ration over to him, like, here, have some food.
Mhm. Yeah, it takes a while for the lizard to kind of like get the courage up to get close enough to eat it, and then it sniffs at it and does take a bite off it, and doesn't seem to have any like adverse effects. The rations seem to be, didn't kill the lizard.
I just hold out my hand, like try to get the lizard to sit on my hand while we're just resting, just regular board stuff.
Yeah.
Are you testing magical things on geckos? Is that what's going on
Gecko, subject number 1.
Timmy journaling every day.
All right. So we are moving ever closer to Vaughn. Let's see.
Valia pet collector.
Ooh, okay. This is interesting. So you're the following day you are traveling, and can you make perception checks for me, please?
Uh-oh.
I'm actually paying attention to something.
Okay. So Ulfgar and Valia, you see, you hear and see up ahead of you, some apes.
Sorry. Oh, crap.
They're sitting and eating food at the moment. They've got like these big kind of, they look like giant, no, they're big soft fruits, and they're just kind of taking a big bite.
Are these crazy psychic apes?
They don't look like those monkeys that you saw before. No.
All right. I guess
I whisper, I'm like, I don't want to deal with any more headaches from monkeys.
I point them out to the rest of the group quietly.
I'll look around. Is there any like way to kind of go around them or quietly scoot around or anything?
Yep, you could make your way around them. The apes do kind of, unless you guys are moving silently right away, the apes do hear you. Do you want to move, try and be stealthy, or?
Ideally, not alerting them to our presence was my intention.
Okay. Then, basically, everybody needs to make a stealth check.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh. Hey, apes, we're over here. Hi, how you doing?
That's some tasty food you got there.
Rolled a natural 1.
I wanted to
Oh,
see
no.
what the food was that they were eating so that we could recognize it as something that we could potentially eat in the future.
Well, it's not going to be hard to find out now since, you know.
Well, I think I got a little too close in my investigation.
So,
Oh, you think you got close?
You fell on top of me, so.
Tobias tripped over my tail.
Yep. That was a series of bad
I
things.
think, yeah,
Three
Ulfgar
Stooges.
is standing in front of you, and he's stopped moving, and Lissa, maybe you're like turning and trying to keep Flippy quiet and just walk right into the back of him and kind of trip over him a bit, and there's half of there's a group of about 6 apes is what it looks like, and half of them hear you and kind of jump to their feet. The other half actually hear you, but they don't jump up as much. They leave these 3 to kind of do the defensive stuff. So these 3 just drop their food and do the classic like ape thing where they like just beat on their chest and they roar at you and they're really like, don't come over here, and just really make threatening displays, shall we say.
Tell them that that we're leaving and let's back up.
Yeah, I'll use my speak with animals, and tell them we're sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt. I don't know if they'll understand me, but
No, I think they do fine. Because I mean they are beasts, right? Yes, they are beasts. They are medium-sized beasts. So they say our food, our territory. Go away.
I tell everybody back up. I'm like, don't look at them, back up.
Okey-doke.
And I'm just like, we're gonna go this way and point like around, kind of motion around.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a Velociraptor still, or do we ate all those already, right?
Yeah.
I'll take one of the ration. I'm like, I take my ration package and I kind of hold it out and kind of toss it on the ground. More food and kind of back up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So the ape looks at the food that you're putting down suspiciously. The one that's closest to you. But they keep this like stance of like we're gonna hurt you if you kind of if you come closer, and they're just kind of maintaining the same distance. So as a group, kind of as you make your way around them, it's kind of tough going, right? Because now you have to like cut through the undergrowth a little bit. But as a group, as you make your way around them, these three ones that were being defensive are just kind of maintaining the same distance from you to make sure that you don't pull any shady stuff.
As we're like getting around them, I'm like, bye, and kind of walk away.
Yeah. Okay. So eventually the apes kind of they at
Did
first
any of them go get the ration?
I don't think that's going to make you a friend.
At first they're kind of like watching you through the undergrowth, as you kind of back further and further away from them, after you've kind of gone around them a bit. But then you see that they kind of lose interest. They recognize that you really are going to kind of go away, and they go back to the rest of their group.
I take it we didn't get close enough to see what they were eating.
No.
Okay.
Just from a distance, you can see it's like a yellow, looked like it was a soft fruit.
I should have gave them a dancing monkey fruit. I still have like 3 of them.
Dancing ape fruit.
Yes. I just look at everybody. I'm like, that was close. I don't know if I would have wanted to fight one of those.
6 of them. All right. So that's kind of your morning encounter, and then the day progresses, and actually the rain stops again. Wait, did I already say? Maybe I already said that. Sorry. So there's no rain during the day today. Close that ape thing. Oh, my mouse is freaking out. Then let me just have a look. See if there's anything going on. Let me see what's happening with this thingy. So then you can set up camp for the evening. And
Kitty.
So during the evening, are you doing watches? During the night,
yes.
I should say.
Yeah.
I'll take a first watch.
Okay.
I'll take last.
Oh, that was not a D. So you've got kind of 3 watches, basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Including NPCs too. So.
Okay. So Ulfgar. So it goes what? Lissa. It
Yes.
goes Dahlia. Who's doing like which watch?
Oh, I'm doing the first.
Anybody else doing the first?
I'll do the last with Ulfgar.
It's that dragon beak with me.
Okay. So during your watch, Valia, let's see, hang on.
I like showing him how to like try to play with Flippy.
Mm-hmm. Ulfgar, do you have a beard, right? You have a big beard.
Yep. Sure do.
Hang on one sec, let me look at.
What would a dwarf be without a beard?
Right?
A mole rat. Naked mole rat.
He would have long mustaches.
Yes. It's an old school like handlebar that curls on the side. It's more like gnome style, I guess. Played too much WoW back in the day.
Just a bit.
So, one sec, let me see there. So you got this. Okay, let me just make a little roll. I'm gonna share this one. Oh, natural 20. Okay. So you don't see the first bit.
I don't get to make a roll?
You are sleeping. Unless
Oh,
I
right.
mean, I guess you could make a perception with disadvantage.
Sure.
It's going to be a fairly high DC as well.
8.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Denied.
I feel better for having rolled now.
Okay. But then you see Valia, you see something really, really strange, right? Hang on 1 second. Let me just read this again. Okay, it is. You see what looks like rocks from the jungle floor lifting into Ulfgar's boot.
Sorry, the first thing that popped into my head is Toy Story. There's a snake in my.
There's rocks in my boot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And you're on watch with me?
I'm asleep.
Oh, you're asleep.
I'm on
Okay.
last watch.
Oh, that's right. Dragon bait is with me, right?
Yeah.
I kind of nudge him, and I'm like, I point. Does he see it too?
Yeah, if you're pointing it out, he would see it.
Yeah, I'm like, do you see that? It's like, is it just me, or is it the low lighting?
You get this kind of smell of brimstone from Dragonbait. And he looks at you and he nods. Like when you said, do you see that? He nods and he looks like a little bit like, what the fuck? You know, he's...
Yeah. I get up. Can I quietly go around, like, where Ulfgar is, and kind of pull him away from the boot?
My boots are possessed.
Like, or maybe, or I don't know which would be easier. Maybe take one of my javelins and kind of push the boot away.
Yeah,
I think I'll do that instead. I'll push the boot, kind of like poke the boot and kind of move it just a little to see if anything pops out of it.
Okay. Yeah, you move it and the activity stops. But you do feel like when you poke it with your javelin, I mean, the boot is now heavy. It's
Weighted. Okay.
It's now full of rocks.
I look at him as I wonder if it's those little things again, those little like things that we saw in the temple. Do you think it could be one of those? Not that he's gonna respond back. He's just kind of like, like a mime.
He shrugs. Like, I have no idea.
I say, do you think we should wake up the others?
He looks around, shakes his head.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna say, fine. Just get ready in case something happens, and I'll kind of slowly, like I'm on my hands and like my kind of crouch down, and kind of I'll creep over to the boot, and kind of pull it closer towards me, like in the fire, closer to the fire where I can see it better.
Mm-hmm. So
kind of peer over.
As you crouch down and get closer to Ulfgar. Sorry, I'm just assuming as well, by the way, that you take your boots off when you go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
So as you crouch down and get closer to the boot, you notice Ulfgar, his beard, I'm assuming, Ulfgar, that like in your character art, there's two kind of big braids
Yeah.
on your beard.
Yep.
Those 2 braids have been tied around his head, and are now like in a little knot on top of his head. So now he's got these braids like going around his face.
I just kind of like, try not to giggle, but I let out a smirk. I was like, and I whispered to Dragonbait, I'm like, look at Ulfgar.
Dragonbait laughs. Just laughs out.
I'm like, I think it's those little guys again. It's got to be. I mean, they took his spoon. They like messed with him the last time. I mean, so okay, fine. I'll kind of pick up the boot, kind of gently lay it down, and kind of to dump it out.
Okay.
What was in the boot?
It's full of rocks, basically.
It's just full of rocks. Nothing else is in it.
Right.
Okay, I look around. I'm like, I hold up a finger, like, hold on, and I pull out a copper coin, and I kind of lay it down on the ground, push it a little bit, and then step back. I'll see if anything comes out.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, I pick up the coin and put it back in my coin pouch, and I'm like, I guess we'll just sit and watch and see if they do anything else to him. So I'm just gonna sit and watch Ulfgar, see if they do anything else to him.
Okay. So yeah, you don't see any other activity in Ulfgar's general direction.
I'm just tell Dragonbait, just keep an eye out. So just in case.
Mm-hmm. So
And I tell Flippy, be on alert. There's something around the camp messing with things.
Mm-hmm. So I think next watch is probably Tobias,
And
Arok, and Artus.
Yeah, probably.
So Valia, when that time for that watch arrives, so you need to you guys need to wait. So Dragonbait goes over to Artus and kind of gives him a nudge, and I assume you kind of wake up Tobias as well.
Yeah. I tell him, hey, look at Ulfgar. And I laugh and kind of go, like, settle down in a spot, but, like, not really doze off too heavily.
So Tobias, yeah, you see that Ulfgar, the braids from his beard are tied around his head.
I just tell Tobias, I just shrug my shoulders. I'm like, we don't know how that happened. Something was in his boot. It was just rocks. But me and Dragonbait both saw the rocks go into his boot. And then when his braids were tied like that, I don't know what's going on, but you might want to just keep an eye out. And don't let whatever it is crawl on me, please. That would I don't think I'd like that.
I'll try my best. I'll also try my best to restrain myself from laughing.
Okay.
So we're switching and starting our watch.
Yeah, I probably am not going to sleep that much because now I'm going to be all paranoid.
You don't have any hair to be braided.
But my scales and my teeth are worth a lot, I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, you are a rarity around here. Do you leave a
Yes.
glass trail everywhere you walk?
Okay, so So make a perception check, Tobias.
Of course. Mr. Bass. Perception. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm seeing what?
You're seeing something is kind of carefully tucking like these little flowers. They're kind of like size of an M&M or something like that. They're pretty well, maybe a bit bigger, maybe like a peanut M&M or something like that. They kind of, but they're fairly small flowers, and something is well, actually, first of all, Callisto, could you make a perception check as well, please? Okay. Something is tucking them, like putting one in each nostril of Callisto.
So
What is going in my nostril again?
it's
Little flowers? Like something's tucking little flowers in your nose. But actually, it doesn't wake you. But Tobias, you see this.
I'm leaning over Valia just to see what's going on.
it was Callisto. It was Callisto.
That's Callisto?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Callisto's the one with
okay,
flowers.
over Callisto.
So you lean over her and you see, yep, she's got one flower in each nostril of her nose.
It's a good thing you're a mouth breather.
And as you lean over her, actually, something
Yeah, I'm leaning over her.
okay, something pushes your head, and you end up like headbutting Callisto a little bit. So
Sorry.
you wake up to being slightly headbutted by Tobias, and you have flowers up your nose.
God.
Like, hey, what?
Who's that?
What are you guys doing? It's not funny. I could have like stopped breathing.
You will not suffocate, I assure you. But I wasn't the one that put those things in your nostrils. But
Art?
someone just pushed me.
Art. He's the only other one awake, right?
He is the only one.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. It was yes, yeah. He's sitting there the whole time, like at first he was really curious, like he was watching with you, Tobias, but when you end up headbutting Callisto, he just starts laughing. Like
Are you having fun?
he says, "Hey, not me, man, not me."
No offense, but that you should see who did this.
He says, "Did you see who put the flowers up her nose?
No.
You just saw little flowers like floating along and then up her nose, right?"
It's a good thing they were flowers.
So you're saying the flowers got in my nose by magic?
He says, "By something that we couldn't see."
Is there someone invisible here? Or somebody is using magic, some sort of spell like magic hand?
Well, wake up Ulfgar. Let him check and see if there's magic around.
I'm not sure if he will be pleased that he will wake him.
It'd be fine.
Yeah, but we actually we don't have much choice.
Alright, I'll get up and go basically tap Ulfgar with my foot.
And you could probably see that I have my beard tied around my head.
Yeah, when you go over there to tap him with your foot, you notice that his braid beards are tied around his head.
That's an interesting look for you.
Oh, what? Is it time to change shifts already?
No. Why don't you feel around your head?
Well, instead you see him like stand up and draw his rapier when you say no. And he's like, "Are we under attack?" And he's...
You actually, Ulfgar, I think you have kind of like difficulty like speaking because you're basically, I mean, your beard is like tied around your head, so it's actually difficult to kind of open your mouth all the way.
Oh,
Does that
okay.
make sense?
Are we under? What is? I like pull it off the top, so it's just kind of like then just this tied loop, you know. What is going on? Who's what? What y'all doing?
Apparently, something invisible is trying to kill you and I. By suffocation.
What? So are we under attack?
In a manner of speaking.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. They're the ones that have been awake. I just woke up with flowers in my nose.
I slowly put my rapier back down, and say, "All right. So there's something putting flowers in noses and tying knots in beards. Oh. Hold on. Let me put my boots on." Where'd my other boot go? I only have one.
Are we still sleeping through this?
No, I think by now it's safe to say that everybody's.
I'm like, what is all the commotion going on?
Just pure confusion.
Did it happen to y'all too? Like, did they mess with them with Ulfgar?
What are you talking about? Go on.
There's some weird. I don't know what's going on. I thought the little fairy guys were after you again because they tied your beard to your head, and then me and Dragonbait, there was rocks in your boot, and your boot's by the fire, by the way, and we don't know. We didn't see anything. What else happened?
Oh, they put flowers in my nose.
I just like die laughing, just like laughing so hard. Like, I guess they figured because you're a druid, you like flowers.
I go and get my
Rocks
boot.
for the dwarf? That makes sense.
I go and get my boot.
I don't know.
I take a good look just around to see if I can find anything out of place to start with. If I see anybody watching us from the bushes or something.
Make an investigation, essentially.
I just like stretch. I'm like, well, they didn't mess with me, so I'm fine. Just kind of sit there.
You notice actually that Valia's pack seems to be askew.
Askew? Meaning just leaning on
like
its side?
People tend to like stand their pack up against something, right? Like
Mhm.
you kind of lean it against a tree or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's tipped over on its side, and one of the flaps is open.
Something's been in your pack. I kind of point to it.
I turn and look. I'm like, okay, whoever you are, you better come out now. And I get my pack and I open and make sure everything's still in there. My box, and I open it with make sure all 4 of the pieces are there.
Yep. Yeah, the box is there. Yeah, everything seems to be there.
I'm like, Flippy, look, they didn't take your toys. I'm just gonna start looking around at this point, just kind of like trying along the line of where right at the edge of our camp. Just start looking around for whatever it is, poking around with my javelin.
So I cast Detect Magic, and I pan around the camp.
Ooh, okay. Would that give you... if something... Tell me what that
It would
does.
allow me to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and I learn at School of Magic, if any.
Okay. So,
It's blocked by an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
okay. So, when you do that, you see You see this. You all see this because when you cast detect magic, it reveals itself, and you see this little guy, and he is tiny. It is tiny, sitting in the tree directly above you, and he's kind of grinning.
It's kind of what?
He's sort of
Grinning.
cute.
I'm just thinking in my head, oh my god, a new pet.
He's just sitting like very cat-like, looking down, grinning at you.
Is it considered a beast?
It is.
And I can attempt to try to talk to it, but
It is not a beast.
so I probably won't be able to speak to it.
Well, I guess I'll look up to it and say, "Can you understand us?" Just talking directly to it.
Hang on. I mean, you're talking common, right?
Yep.
It tilts its head.
I'll speak to it and Draconic to see if it understands. I'll just ask it if it can understand us. For me.
Mm-hmm. It hisses back to you. Yes, of course I can.
Well, that makes sense since, you do look like a dragon. What are you doing here? It's a pretty funny trick you pulled on, and I point out Ulfgar.
He says, I live here, of course.
Can you, we're not gonna harm you. Could you come closer? I want to just get a better look at you. I've never seen anything like you before.
He narrows his eyes at you. I think this is close enough.
I just roll my eyes. I'm like, okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
He says, no.
You just like to play games.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Says with an evil, well, not evil, but with mischievous look on his face and a twinkle in its eye.
I look at Arak. I'm like, you know anything about this creature? Have you ever seen anything like this before? And I just ask him in Draconic. I don't even know if he knows or anything. Just hey, you're a dragon. I'm going to assume your race.
Not in my life. I never seen nothing like this creature. Even if it resembles my brethren.
Okay. I ask it, are there more of you?
Here and there, it says, tilting its head kind of quizzically. He says, well, you have been gracious subjects, so, as a reward, I will truthfully answer any 3 questions of your choice.
Okay. So, I guess, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I should probably tell them because they don't speak the same language as we do. So I'll relay to them, that about what it said about the 3 questions.
Ask him about the constructs.
Okay, I tell him, Rock could probably tell him too. I tell him we're on our way to a place called Vorn, where they have, do you remember what kind of construct they told us? They just said a construct, right?
A shield guardian.
Oh, a shield, a big, probably a robot-looking man. It's the only thing I could think of what it would look like.
Robot.
What's a robot? Like a stone or metal man.
He says, what is your question?
Have you seen anything like that close by?
Yes.
I just look at them. I'm like, this dragon. This dragon. I'm like, yes, that's all I've gotten from him. Yes, he's seen them. Or it. Or whatever.
I cast comprehend languages.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean I can speak it, but I can understand at this point.
What is your next question? It says.
So, what was his response? What was its response?
Its response was yes. It's seen a iron or stone man rumbling about somewhere.
All right. Well, don't ask it any more yes or no questions. Be sure to ask it something a little bit more, I don't know, forthcoming, like
The thing we're looking for?
where to go to get there.
I'm like, okay, could you, if I tell it to point the way, it's just going to point. You know this, right?
Don't tell it to point the way.
It's a trickster. Okay. They want you to know if you'll show us the way to Vorn, where the construct is, or where you've seen it.
That's not a question.
Can you show us the way?
No,
where you've seen the construct?
no, don't say it like that. You asked it a yes or no question.
It's got it. How else do you want me to ask this?
You have a
I'm
mic.
just
what is
shaking
you
my
use
head.
what? You use the word what instead of can. Like
Or how?
yes.
I look at a rock. I'm like, you can talk to it too.
Could you?
You know what? I'll go over to Valia's pack, pull out some fruit, and say, ask it if it likes fruit. I pull out the
You
the
really want
dancing
me to
monkey.
ask?
Why not?
Just throw it to it. I don't think we should waste a question on that.
I don't know.
Have you seen many undead in these parts?
Mm.
Hey, it's a valid. We need to know because we are close to Camp Vengeance.
Look at the map. It says not a lot.
That's good to know.
Last question.
Yeah, I got one more question to ask this thing.
No.
Have at it.
No. Oh.
I'm curious what the average wind speed is.
Make it a good one.
What is the way that leads to the construct?
Okay, better.
Is that what you're asking?
I'm just like
I can't speak Draconic, so I'm suggesting this to her in common.
I just
look at it. I'm like, hey, would you come with me and be my friend? You can ride on my shoulder.
Oh crap! You should have asked it if it likes fruit.
She did.
I'll consider it. It says.
I have dried fish. I pull a piece out. I'm like, do you like dried fish? I have some.
They're better alive.
Yeah, but they don't keep as long, unfortunately.
At this point, Ulfgar walks up and says, I know this isn't part of your agreed questions, but would you like some fruit?
Are you offering the fruit?
I am.
I just shake my head. I'm like, I'm kind of under my breath. Don't take the fruit. Because I'm like trying to get this thing to like hang out with me and go with us. And he's like, here, have some fruit.
It's a and it's the fruit, right?
The dancing fruit, yeah.
dancing monkey
dancing
fruit.
Yeah.
All right. It says, this one thinks I was born yesterday.
Yeah, he's like that all the time. Can you at least
Ulfgar just
humor
kind of
him
takes
and-
the fruit bag and says, fair enough, I thought you liked a good time.
Um,
Okay, let's ask this last question though.
He
Kind of
puts the
did
foot
last
back. Yeah,
ask
she
the
did.
last question.
She did.
Yeah, she did.
I asked it to be my friend and ride with me on my shoulder.
And it said it will consider it.
Yes,
And
it will
says,
consider it.
Okay, we are done.
It says, perhaps I will see you soon. And with that, it turns invisible.
I just wave in the air. Bye. I hope you come back and ride on my shoulder. I'm like, well, I didn't get much from him.
Yeah,
I know.
I was.
I was right
was-
here, listening to you.
Yeah.
You speak Draconic too? So
I
I just
don't
like
s-
say something random. Like,
I don't speak Draconic, but I
Oh,
cast a spell
spellbound.
that allows me to understand spoken
Just-
languages.
I wanted to
almost
take
had
all the
another
information
pet.
how to protect from them.
I almost had us another pet, but I didn't make it enemies. So it said it would consider coming and riding on my shoulder. So I think this turned out good.
We shall see.
You're gonna have a whole caravan by the end of this.
That's what I was just thinking. It's going to be Valia.
Cash is gonna be like, no more.
And ask for a sheep for every single one of them.
Oh yeah. This one would be really cool. It could turn invisible.
Yeah, excuse me, but we are not running a petting zoo.
I look at a rock. I just walk over and kind of pet him on the shoulder and walk away. I said, "Okay, they're there," and walk off.
Don't feel bad. She does that to me sometimes.
Go figure.
We're all her pets. Just deal with it. It's best that way.
I'm like, I guess we should finish resting up so we can go to Vorn. We're almost there.
I agree.
I look at Dragon Bait and I just kind of shrug. I was like, I tried.
He shrugs back. And then he's like, he goes to sleep. He kind of gets his, cloak out or whatever and tucks it under his head and bunches up and starts going to sleep.
Yeah, I'll just go lean back against my tree and I'll pull my pack really close to me where it's like right, my arms around it and my other arms around Flippy.
Yeah, so the rest of the night passes without incident. And let's see what's happening the next morning. It's just a light rain the following morning. And you get your map out, I think, Valia. Well, do you consult your map on a daily
Yes.
basis? Or?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, every whenever we stop and kind of rest or stop and look around, I'll pull the map out and kind of make notes and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so you get your map out, and scrawled on your map is a big smiley face with dragon ears.
Right.
And it's kind of, I mean, if your map is like, this big, the smiley face is like all over the map.
It's kind of dragons. I don't even acknowledge him. I'm just like, So I try to like wipe it away or whatever. If I start copying a new map.
Right. So, Callisto, could you make a survival check? Make sure you are going in the... Yep. Okay, no problem. So you're going in the right direction. And let's see if there are any encounters today. No, the rain continues throughout the day, but the day does pass without incident. So, and we can just kind of fast forward through the night's watch again, and get to the following day. And so, Callisto, can you make one more survival check, please? Let me check the DC. 1 second. Where are we at? We're down here. Okay. Yep. All right. So as you're going the next day, you see standing next to some rocks and ferns, is an 8-foot tall statue, humanoid in shape, with bronze fists, iron joints, and an adamantine breastplate. And actually, it's also got an iron helm on its head with slits for eyes. The rest of the statue is made of sculpted wood reinforced with bands and rivets of adamantine as well. And scattered around its feet are offerings of food, feathers, coloured stones, and skulls.
Okay.
So it appears you've found some kind of construct.
Indeed. Now to try and figure out how to bring it along with us. Did you want to end it there?
It's probably a good idea, yes, as it is 4 hours in now, just about. So,
Close.
Hey, stop.
yeah, 3.5 hours. So yeah, let's stop there, and we'll see if you guys can figure out how to fire this thing up
Fire it
next
up!
week.
Fire it up! All right. Well then, thanks all the viewers for hanging out and or watching. So we'll catch you all next time. Hope you guys stick around. We'll see you then. Bye.
Oh.